المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد صلاة تنجينا بها من جميع الأهوال والآفات وتكلنا بها من جميع الحاجات وتخرجنا بها من جميع الشيئات وترفعنا بها عندك على درجات وتبلغنا بها قصوى غاية من جميع الآخرة في الحياة وبعد الممات. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you. Thank you for a wonderful day like this. Thank you because this is your doing and it is marvelous in our eyes. You have made this a success already. Therefore, we give you all the glory in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Lord, we decree and declare that you that have begun a good work, you will perfect it today in the name of Jesus. You will give us wisdom. You will give us peace. You will give us unity in the name of Jesus. I pray you have brought us safely. You will take us back safely in the name of Jesus. Father, you will protect and preserve us even in this festive season. We use the point to say, bless this year, crown it for us in the name of Jesus. We bless the organizer. We bless the speakers. We bless them with your wisdom. We bless them with your presence in the name of Jesus. Thank you, blessed Father, for in Jesus' name we pray. Let somebody say amen.
Thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to our awesome event, Nigerian Lives Matter and Nigerian Spice. Our founders, Dr. Bunmi Alawi and Prince Lukman. Could we all stand up for the national anthem? That was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. That was a challenge to everybody here to make sure you know the second stanza. To know the second stanza of our national anthem. So our next event, as Nigerian Lives Matter and Nigerian Spice, I expect everyone to know both stanzas. Thank you so much, everyone. So we're going to get right into it. We're supposed to have our CG here, but I believe he's on his way. So we're just going to, before we get into the meat of the discussion, we're going to talk briefly about who we are as Nigerian Lives Matter and Nigerian Spice, what we are doing, why we are here, and why we will be calling on you again in the near future. I'd like to call on my partner, Prince Lukman Adebowale Adeshina, the founder of Nigerian Lives Matter, to please come and say a few words.
Great Nigerians. Are we all Nigerians here? Great Nigerians. With a vex for Nigeria, I've been waiting to happen now. Great Nigerians. I just believe saying now one Niger people there. So great Nigerians. Well, thank you for taking your beautiful time tonight. Because it's not all that easy to have beautiful faces here on a Friday. And for coming here, we appreciate you guys all. And we all know where we are seated here. You know, the journey started, in fact, 6 years ago. When we founded Nigerian Lives Matter, it was more like a child's play. But it was just a necessity for us to have such wonderful movements. Like I used to tell other people to say, it's not an organization, it's a movement. Meaning anybody can run with it. Grab it, but don't steal it, but you run with it. And today, it has moved globally. And wherever you hear Nigerian Lives Matter, you know we're talking about what is happening, even both home and abroad. When it was not fashionable, we were crying to say, please don't kill us, our lives matter. Some people asked why Nigerian Lives Matter. I said, no, it's so easy. When you see 4 black men, one must be a Niger. And I actually tried that in Europe some weeks back at a train station. I saw a guy. I said, sorry, where are you from? He said, I'm a Nigerian. Oh, actually, before he started saying I'm a Nigerian, we're using Ini. Where are you from? Ini. Okay. You be Niger, I be Niger now. Remove that Ini. Because all it's all about Ini. But anyway, we welcome you guys here. I don't want to bore you guys with a speech. Giving birth to Nigerian spies. This is a brilliant idea of Madam. Being a professional, she saw the needs to have something to spice the Niger thing up. It must not always about that stuff of them be this, them be that, them be this, them be that. So we should also tell them who we are. Thank you, Dr. Bumi, for having this beautiful event, putting together, and with our support and your loved ones, all the team, I greet you and I salute you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, founder of Nigerian Lives Matter. And yours truly is the founder of Nigerian Spice. And what gave birth to that is because I just got tired of the narrative. I just got tired of it. I started finding myself getting to fights. I remember there was one time I was in a bookshop in, I think it was Albertine. It was a small CNA. And I was in the corner. I love music a lot, so I went looking for CDs. I was in the corner looking for a CD. It was very quiet CNA, so there was no customer there. And this guy, I don't know who he was. I just heard him talking with the cashier lady. You know, when you hear the word Nigeria, your ear just picks up. I wasn't listening to their conversation. Then I heard Nigeria, so my ear picked up. And he was saying, no, they're all drug dealers. All of them, they're selling drugs to children. Oh, I dropped the CD, and I walked around to go and look at who was talking. I said, excuse me? What did you just say? Then he looked at me because he didn't know where I was coming from with that. I said, you just said all Nigerians are drug dealers. And he was like, yes, they're selling drugs to children. I said, how many Nigerians do you know? He looked at me. I said, do you know me? Because I'm Nigerian. Do you know me? Do you know what the rest of us are doing? How many do you know that qualifies you to say all Nigerians are drug dealers? I think he realized this woman was looking for a fight. He just quietly stepped out of the shop, and then I was yelling after him, "Come back here! Come back! Let me educate you!" And I realized, no, I can't go around being gangster like that. There has to be a better way to, tell our stories. And how many of such people will I meet if I didn't walk into that store at the same time that that man with that mindset walked into that store? I wouldn't get that opportunity. So I felt, and I was one of those who, for many, many years, I didn't want to be associated with that narrative. So what will I do? I just keep my head low, lie low. I don't get involved. I don't want to be known. In fact, when I start to speak Fone, you will think I am from Britain. You won't hear my Nigerian accent. It was all in trying to lie low. But the fact is, I am who I am. I'm Nigerian. And I love being Nigerian. In the privacy of my home, I ask my kids, they will say, "Mommy is a very Yoruba woman." Because they know I love all things, my culture. So I decided, no, enough of this, enough of hiding. It's time for us all to come out and tell our stories, our beautiful stories. We are lovely people. We are spicy people. There is nowhere you find a Nigerian where the pot is not sweet. There is nowhere. We liven things up. We bring color. We bring flavor. Is it in our dressing? Is it in the way we do our things? It has now become fashionable for everybody who marries any kind of Nigerian in the US to have a Nigerian wedding. Just because of the way we do our things. My cousin was marrying a white girl in May this year in the US. And she decided to dress up in Nigerian clothes with gele and the Ro and Buba. And I was like, seriously, you're from California? So we are who we are. We need to tell our beautiful stories. And that's really what Nigerian Spice is all about. So we're going to be doing a whole lot, working together with Nigerian Lives Matter, that where we need to be defended, we will defend. And where we need to tell our stories, we will tell our stories. So that ultimately when people hear the brand Nigeria, they want to be associated. And that's what God is going to help us with. Thank you all for being here. We're going to get into the conversation right away. I'm going to call on our moderator for the evening. Dr. Ann Ijoma is a well-accomplished Nigerian woman whose story also needs to be told. She's from one of the minority tribes. So in Nigeria, we are not just, again, people think we're just Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. We are many, many, many ethnic groups in Nigeria. I was telling someone, you guys have 11 official languages. I can't even count. We just to make life easy, we chose 4. Because if we have to be represented in official languages, no. We won't finish. So she's one of the well-accomplished Nigerian women from Edo State, from Akoko, Edo. She's a banker. She's also got an IT background, and right now she's a policy expert. Please welcome Dr. Ann Ijoma.
Thank you very much. I call tonight family meeting. I want to believe we are all Nigerians, right? Are we all Nigerians? Who is not a Nigerian here? No, you are a Nigerian. You are Nigerian. When I'm talking about non-Nigerian, I'm not talking about you. You are pro-Nigerians. So tonight is where when Cyril Ramaphosa said there's going to be family meeting. It's family meeting tonight because we are going to tell ourselves the truth, like Dr. Bumi said. We are going to change the narrative. The narrative is horrible out there. Like she also said, I was also one of those who like to hide. I don't know why I was hiding. I had no reason to hide. But when you know you everywhere you go, the only sin you commit is because you are in Nigeria. and you just say you are Nigerian straight up, you do bad things. We don't all do bad things. A greater number of Nigerians do good things. And tonight, whatever is that reason why we have that negative narrative about being a Nigerian, we are going to change it tonight. You and I will change it. Because in this family meeting, we're going to tell ourselves the truth and nothing but the truth. So welcome everyone. All protocols observed. I hope, has any protocol been established yet? Are we waiting for the CG to establish a protocol? Because I'm told he's on his way. But tonight I welcome every one of you. I see beautiful faces, people from diverse backgrounds. Doctors are here, professors are here, businessmen are here, businesswomen are here, academicians are here. We thank you for coming. We'll establish the right protocol when the CG walks in. But let me introduce the panelists because the evening is fast spent. And we would like to maximize what we have left of the evening, like talking real talk tonight. This person I'm about to call has a master's degree in communication, research from the University of Leicester, an LLB law from South Africa University, London, and a graduate of sociology from the University of Lagos. His professional qualifications include stockbroking, certificate in wine from the Cape Wine Academy, and certificates in real estate and insurance. Can you see Nigerians? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I'm talking about no other than Barrister Tunji Omotola. Please, can you come to the podium? And I know when he walks, he glides. Please glide up here. Thank you, Barrister Tunji. The next I have here is Mr. Akinwale. He's a practicing registered professional civil engineer. He's currently working as a project manager with the University of South Africa. Also an emerging entrepreneur and founder of Areza Food. If you drink Zobo, that's the man behind Zobo. He's married to Adeshola Akinwale, a father of 3 beautiful queens. Welcome to our territory. And currently a PhD candidate with University of South Africa, Civil Engineering Department. Mr. Akinwale, please, are you here? And next, I have the privilege of introducing a very important personality in my life, in my personal life, in my private life, and the man in the other room. Professor Edwin Ijoma is an expert in applied policy and public sector economics. He's also the founder and director of Center of Excellence for Scientific Research and Innovation, CESRI, a Pretoria-based research and innovative lab. Former Don at the University of South Africa, UNISA, University of Pretoria, and University of Fort Hare. Professor Ijoma, you are welcome to the podium. The next person I'm about to call is somebody special to me. In fact, my husband exposed me before him and told him, my wife likes you. Because when I call him up, he will agree with me. Somebody is an eloquent speaker. When he stands up, he doesn't use small English. He organizes his words very well, organizes his English very well. And when he talks with authority. You don't have to be a professor to speak the way he speaks. He's my friend and he knows I like him. Jason Oswafo is a blockchain evangelist with a strong bias to digital and decentralized applications to assets and management. Welcome, Jason. You know you are my friend. And I have somebody else here. The panelist is not all about men tonight because we would like to know Some of us that have been hiding, we have refused. We are not hiding anymore, especially the women. I don't know why. The women we've been hiding for too long. Enough is enough. We've got these women with brains, women with ideas, women who are die-hard, women who are not afraid, women who are not scared, women who defend who they are, who are Nigerians. Anywhere they go, they are proud to say, I'm a Nigerian. I'm not a Ghanaian. You know, some hide. When there's something wrong, they start to hide. What's your name? They choose some, maybe Kofi or something. But we are not afraid to say our names are Chioma. The next person is Dr. Chioma Onukogo. She's an academic researcher, an associate researcher with University of Johannesburg in the Department of Sociology. Before then, she was the first HOD in the Department of Psychology at Imo State University. In fact, she was so good that the Vice Chancellor at the time, together with the Dean of our department, decided to form a department, and she became the first head of department of that department. She has also worked with the African Center for Migration and Development Studies, also as a renowned researcher. Dr. Chioma, you are welcome. The next person I have here, we don't just want to have people with big titles, as it were. It looks like everywhere is full of titles. If you are not a professor, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are all that. We'd like to have our children participate in this conversation also. And that's why we have invited the representative of the Nigerian Students Union, to also have a say in the topic of tonight. And I would like to invite Adeiga Abisoye, a PhD candidate of Languages and Art Education at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. She is the immediate past president of the Association of Nigerian Students at the UKZN. She is the representative of the National Association of Nigerian Students South Africa, NANSA. She is the national body of all Nigerian students in South Africa, a mother body of every Nigerian student and Nigerian student structure in various higher institutions in the Republic of South Africa. Ms. Abisoye, you are welcome. Tonight we are just going to jump straight into the program of tonight because we have a lot to say. Like I said, it's a family meeting. So we'll be moving from the panelists to the crowd, to the audience. So I may just call you, and if you have something to say, you are free to just indicate, because tonight, not today. We must settle this thing tonight. According to Tiwa Savage, we must do it. And it's only you and I that will do it. So let's go straight. I will direct my first question. First of all, I would like to break down. We all got the invitation, isn't it? And the invitation had big grammar in it. We have Conundrum. We have Utopia. And I'm like, let's break these things down to bite size so that we'll enjoy and have a flow of the program. And I took the liberty to help us to break down the word conundrum. Big word. Thank you. When you say a situation is in a conundrum, it means there's confusion, there's difficulty, there's a problem of questions that are hard, that are difficult to understand, that are complex, or a riddle, better still, a riddle, a puzzle, a head scratcher. When a question is asked and you are scratching your head, it means it's hard, it's difficult. Only it's hard. So that's what a conundrum is. And what's an utopia? We are saying an organized place or state of things in which everything is perfect. Is it possible to achieve this? For today, we are saying that Nigeria's situation is in a conundrum, right? And we want to achieve a utopia. So I want us to understand. There's confusion. There's disunity. It's hard. It's a riddle. Nigeria is a riddle. We want to understand why that and if it is possible to achieve it. So let me go straight. I would like to pose this question to Mr. Akinwale, right? Akinwale, we as a diverse nation, both in language. Luckily, you are in language and art. Right, Mr. Akinwale? Are you with me? Good. We as a diverse nation, both in language, religion, ethnicity. Do you think it's possible to achieve a utopia in a situation like that?
Good evening, Nigerians. Can I say great? I feel excited to be here tonight because I feel like I'm at home. The last time I went to Nigeria was 2015. And as I'm standing before you, I feel like being in Lagos. So I want to... So I also did some background check when I received the topic. And by the way, I told her that when I received the topic, I was at City Deep. I took my wife to City Deep to go and buy some grocery. And I told her that I can see a lot of grammar. And I'm not a grammar person, I'm a civil engineer. So I started doing some check. And I understand that Cambridge Dictionary meaning says a perfect society where people work well with each other and happy. And I just want all of us to be happy tonight because, you know what? I'm happy to be a Nigerian. And I don't know about you. Against all odds, I'm happy to be a Nigerian. But there's a big question before us tonight. And I wish the ambassador or the high commissioner or the defense attaché is here to start this program with us because they need to be here. There's another that says, Ile Latin Kweshoro de. I need somebody to assist me to interpret. I'm not an English person. So you ask, you've already defined the utopia, you've already defined the conundrum. I've never heard that word before, but I've got the meaning. Where I am standing, and based on my experience, by the way, Nigeria is older than I by 2 years. I was born in 1962. And based on my experience, I do believe, as far as the people is concerned, there's no problem for us to live in one accord, in unity as a people. By the way, the man who agreed to be here with me tonight is from the eastern part of Nigeria. And may I please request J.J. Shukuma to stand up for recognition. Thank you. But before we unravel that particular questions, it is important for us to go back to the history. The name Nigeria. Where does the name Nigeria comes from? Who conceptualized the name Nigeria? How do we come together as a country? We need to realize it is always important for us to have historical perspective when there's a problem in a particular country, to be able to determine where the problem comes from, and have the synergy and the courage, and to begin to speak about our problems. And I do believe that we will have solutions tonight. Dr. Alabi, before I proceed, colleagues, I just want us to recognize her and her team once again for put this thing together. For the past 5 years, myself and my colleague, Jelle Omotola, we've been trying as much as possible to bring Nigeria together. It has not been possible. So it is not easy to bring you and I here. We give it to you. I want to draw our attention to 3 things. When we say there's a problem for people to come together, what is the basis of people coming together? I'm going to use 3 analogies. The first one is a union between a woman and a man. The second one is between partners, and the third one is nations. When you look at the relationship between the man and a woman, it means they met themselves somewhere else. Let us forget about that.
At a point, they identify one another and they agree to say, you know what? It's better for us to be together. And they make a decision at that point in time. It also applies to business partners. It also applies to people. There's one commonality among these three sets of people, an agreement. It means people must agree that they want to be together. The name Nigeria, the concept of Nigeria was imposed upon the people. And I want to draw your attention to amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914. That forces previous civilizations to come together. By the way, there are civilizations in the north, in the east, and the south. Nigerians were never consulted to come together. This idea, this concept, this conscription of Nigeria was forced upon us, though it forms the basis for modern Nigeria. I also believe that the agreement that forces people together or to bring people together must have an expression in the constitution of that particular country. And when you look at the Nigerian constitution, 2010, 2017, 2023, which has gone through so many amendments. And like I said, Nigeria is older than I by 2 years. I've never participated in any referendum. Therefore, I do not have a say. Likewise, all of us. I don't know those people that are older than me, whether they have participated in any referendum that says, I do agree to the concept and the agreement and the terms of reference of Constitution of Nigeria. We need to draw our attention to the injustice of the past. If we have to move forward, we have to know where we are coming from. And I would like to stop from here. Thank you.
I like the passion in your tone, sir. Thank you very much. That's the kind of passion I want to see tonight. I want us to speak from the boil of our heart. Yes, I want us to speak fact, and I want us to speak with determination to bring about a change. I don't want us to come here like my pastor would say those days, speak jelenkeli, and then let me not to talk too loud so I'm not implicated. Nobody is going to implicate you. We will step on toes tonight. If we have to cut off toes, there are doctors here that will suture them. Dr. Charles is here. Dr. Alabi is here. We will cut toes if we have to, because the truth has got to be told. Enough is really enough. And let me just draw this thing closer home. We are talking about unity, especially in diaspora. Especially in diaspora. Because if those of us that are outside Nigeria, we are disorganized the way we are, there's a conundrum, then we are just cutting and pasting what is back home to what is here. So tonight we want to see how we can build our home here, talk to ourselves here, speak same language here, then we can talk to people outside. Charity, they say, does what? It begins at home, like Akinwale said. Thank you very much, sir. I like the passion again, like I said. Now, my next question is going to go to Professor Ijoma. You got a question ahead, right? We sent you a question ahead before now. You see, I've been in this country for over 2 decades, and my experience here is there have been several associations. Nigerian this of South Africa. Nigerian ABCD of South Africa. Nigeria the other one of South Africa. Too much division, too much disunity. We want to understand why. That's why I say we're going to step on toes. People should talk to us. We have kingmakers here. We have a representative of Ohanese, representative of different ethnic groups here. We want to understand why there are so many divisions. And so many associations were also formed that died, either natural death or unnatural death. So those associations that were formed that died, or those that are still alive, we want to understand why those who died. So Professor Ijoma, this goes to you. I remember that you were one of the frontline people behind NIDO, Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, right? Is that correct? Somebody is saying, am I wrong? Okay, I still have you. I still have you. Okay. And I also remember, because like I said, you are not just here as a panelist. I know you reach out, so I know what you are involved in. You were even involved in designing the Constitution, true or false, sir? And I also recall that the then High Commissioner, General Buba Marwa, was the brain behind this then. Nido died. Can you tell us what happened? First, what was really the vision and mission of NIDO? And was it meant to replace, I'm coming to you, sir, and you know why I'm coming to you. Was it meant to replace anything? I don't want to call names for now. Was it meant to replace anything at the time? Or what was really the thoughts behind NIDO? Please come talk to us. Because we are here to achieve unity. You have 5 minutes, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good evening, everybody, and thank you. I'm going to be very brief, but direct to the point. You see, if you have been in this country for over 2 decades, you would have been able to survive several ambassadors, high commissioners, and CGs, including other diplomats that come and go. But my experience has been, Mr. Akinwele started by saying that charity begins at home. What has happened in the past many years, Nigeria has had missions in South Africa, has been that we bring our disunity from home to South Africa. That is the beginning of disunity. When we came to South Africa, I made it a point of duty, personally, that I will be friendly to every Nigerian that I meet here in South Africa. It was a decision. Perhaps I am a global Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian from the eastern part of Nigeria. But I have network across the country. So I'm not interested in Igbo, Yoruba, northern, western thing. When you want to do that kind of thing, count me out. It was on that basis that we had some understanding with Ambassador Marwa when he was here. Professor Gubanjo of the blessed memory was the chairperson of the panel that was established to bring Nigerians together, especially the professionals. But at that time, we discovered that every Nigerian in South Africa is a professional. But the challenge was to categorize them, to get them organized so that we work together. So if that had happened, the kind of situation we have fallen into as we speak wouldn't have been. And therefore, there is a need for us to work together, even if we have 20 or 50 organizations that have been formed in this country by Nigerians. Some are dead, some are still alive, some are still limping, and so on and so forth. This is the time for us to come together. The reason is that the future is for the organized. If we don't organize ourselves, we will all be going down. We recognize that as we speak, in the past 2 or 3 months, we have challenges in Nigeria. both the government, the ones that are the Buhari administration, and now we have new administration. But my advice is that whichever government we have in Nigeria in place, we should represent our country very well wherever we are. And therefore, this meeting we are having now, we are going to feed into what the Nigerian missions are doing. And that is why we have Mr. Tony Ikata. Tony, are you there? Yes, sir. Please get up for recognition. Tony is a Nigerian journalist who has worked with the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation for many years. He is a rapporteur for this program. And therefore, at the end of this, we are going to begin to engage other associations to make sure that Nigerians come together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. But I'm going to come back to you because I don't think you quite hit the nail on the head for me on NIDO. My question specifically was on NIDO. What happened to NIDO? What was the vision and mission of NIDO, and why did it die? If we had a good intention about NIDO, why did it die? We'll come back to that later, because tonight we are not just going to look for the problems. We have all been talking around the problems. You know, interestingly, we know the problems. Do we agree? We know the problems. And then that we are going to handle in the first session. By the second session, we shall be profiling solutions. So be thinking, I'm coming to the audience. Now let me leave the panelists to breathe a bit. Let me come to the audience. Why do you think we have so much disunity in diaspora? Is anybody want to say something? You want to ask a question? Okay, just note your question, because I know questions will give birth to questions. And we don't want to spend time talking about one thing and the night is really fast spent. So let me just ask this question. Why do you think we have so much division in diaspora?
All right.
Let's meet you quickly.
First and foremost, I think...
Sorry to interrupt you. Yes. For anyone who is speaking, please, can you introduce yourself and tell us which ethnic group you are from as well?
All right, my name is Ugo Tuvi James. I'm a Nollywood actor, director, producer, based here in South Africa. I'm a content creator. I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria. Based on the history I know about Nigeria and the Nigerian people, I think where we missed it was not really honor each other, irrespective of our differences. I think that's where the battle started from. And that needs to be corrected, because I used my life as an example, like Prof said. It doesn't matter whether Igbo or Yoruba, but you honor people, because when you honor people, you begin to get the very best of them. And then you start having conversation. Because when you start discriminating, you're this, you're not perfect, you're not this, you're not that. We're all human beings made in different images and the gift of God in different ways. I think honor is the key. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuvi James. Not respecting one another is why we are disunited outside Nigeria. Yes.
Thank you so much. My name is Shiji Olorunshola, Vice President, NASDA, National Association of Yoruba Descendants in Southern Africa. Prof said something that we imported disunity to South Africa. That is what is happening in Nigeria. And believe you me, tonight is a frank talk. I love this program. So we are going to step on so many toes tonight, have you? Okay. We cannot rule the fact. That's our problem. Whether you like it or not, that's our problem. Every Nigerian that are sitting down here have two faces. Positions are problems. She talks about NIDO, and you didn't give the background. That is my president here, the first ever president of NUSA. The first one. And we can't tell you story. I'm part of it. We are the same neck. And we can't tell you the story after we left. We can't tell you. And positions is our problem. Nigerians love positions. That's our problem. Position, you have to be prince. If you are not prince, you have to be honorable. If you're not honorable, you have to be chief. If you are not chief, you have to be honorable. You have to be digwe. You have to be this. We need to stop this thing. It takes us to nowhere. So that thing has to be addressed properly. Even now, he has entered the religious part. If you are not calling me bishop, it's a problem. If you are not addressing me as a prophet, it's another problem. What is going on? You leave these things when you are gone. So these are the things that is happening to us. I can tell you, you talk about organizations here. So many organizations have gone, die, like what you have said. And if you check it properly, it's this position that are killing them. We formed NASDA. He was part of my executives also. Another people that came out from that NASDA as well. Form another one. I'm hearing now that another one, coming there. As another one now came out of that one again. So to tell you that this thing, we don't know, is a real cancer that is affecting Nigerians. I'm talking about the Yoruba version. I'm not going through the other side because I don't know. So positions is our problem. To me, we need to deal with it. Nigerians, our ego is affecting us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If I hear you well, everybody wants to be leaders. So who is going to follow us? Who is going to follow? I'll come back to the, is somebody still raising hand there? Who? Doc, is it you? Oh, okay, barrister.
Great Nigerians. Great Nigerians. Great Nigerians. My name, I'm Chidozie Jimadu. I'm the president of Solidarity for One Indivisible Nigeria. Yeah. I would, the youth of every country are a reflection of their parents. Maybe in diverse ranges or diverse ways, but the youth, the children, the youth of every country are a reflection of their parents. The problem with Nigeria is a system. It's a systemic problem. Our education curriculum is false. That is the basics. When you're talking about people wanting position, wanting names, you see, those who rig election in Nigeria are the educated class. Those who steal public fund are the educated class. Those who seek those positions you're talking about are the educated class. Those who propound tribalism, tribe and tongue. Those who use religion to divide the ignorant are the educated class. Up there, they are friends. They eat together. But they are the problem. So, our problem is not lack of knowledge. We have it in abundance. We have knowledge. We don't have wisdom. We don't have integrity. It's not taught in our school. We don't teach uprightness. So in other ways, our problem is the formation of our private and public character. We don't teach citizenship in our schools. We don't teach patriotism in our schools. So what we do is that we read books. Yes, I was part of it. That was I was taught. You cram what the white man, the colonial masters wrote. You come to exam hall. You reproduce it. They give you 90%. Then you go further. You do it. You get masters. You get PhD. So the army of degrees is our problem. Because you see, we have too many PhD holders in Nigeria everywhere, every corner. But still, these are the people who steal from the poor. Those who plan the stealing, those who steal, are the educated class. It's not the ignorant people. So in other words, we are the problem.
Thank you.
And because we are the problem, what's the solution? We are the solution. The solution is the educated class who have to change the system of education until we start teaching integrity, wisdom, uprightness, starting from the creche to the university level. There's no way we are going. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Please, if I come to the audience, you only have 2 minutes. Please, 2 minutes, because I want everyone to be satisfied living here, and you'll be so satisfied that I poured my heart out. But that you can summarize for me in 2 minutes. I'll be back. Thank you. Let me get back to the gentlemen and ladies here. My good friend, Jason, you were the first president of NUSA. I think that was where I first encountered you, and I like your eloquence, I like your, those things. There must have been a reason why you guys gathered and said, let's form something. I'm sure there was no association of Nigerian what at the time. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I stand to be corrected. So there must have been a reason why NUSA came alive at the time and you were the first president. Please, can you tell us what was that reason? I'm sure there must be something you guys thought about. And you came and said, let's come together as Nigerians. Never mind that thereafter there have been birth of many things. There are so many things. I don't want to call names, even though I will cut off toes. If you see me, slap me on the street, I am going to just say, I'm glad I spoke as a Nigerian. And then small ones began to get up, and I think everyone wants to do the same thing. We want to be one Nigeria, isn't it? So why do we have them in pieces? Tell us what was the original idea of coming together as NUSA. Thank you, Jason.
I don't make long speeches. Igbo kwenu? Igbo kwenu? Nigeria kwezono? Let me deal with the question before I pour some water on some of the things popping up from the grounds here. It's incumbent on us Nigerians to tell our stories and to do our own things, especially in a foreign land. And let me tell you why we formed NUSA. When we came to South Africa, we saw that South Africa is a conglomeration of different kinds of nations: India, Portuguese, Lebanese, and all those. And if you see what the Boers from Netherlands have achieved in South Africa is monumental. If you look at what the Jews have achieved in South Africa, it's monumental. In fact, they have the Jewish Board of Deputies that make political decisions inside their rooms and now make it work between you and me in South Africa. The Indians as well is the new chip on the block. In fact, the Chinese are the latest. So we felt, our people are mainly common traders,
and we have doctors. We don't even have our own hospitals. Yet we claim that we have the largest number of doctors in South Africa. But I haven't seen any hospital that belong to Nigerian doctors. But I've seen those belong to the white guy, the Jewish, the Indians, and the Chinese and other communities. Even the alternative medicines are also trying to craft their own stuff. So this is the reasons when we look at say, let's have an organization that is going to power the collective investment, collective development, cooperative investment, which have thrived in South Africa, and we have seen it work for the people of South Africa. But however, while we were building the blocks towards that organization, everybody wants to be His Excellency. And I'm happy when you didn't call me honorable, because when people call me honorable, I get angry, because I'm not honorable. I'm just Jason, you know. And people want to be called honorable, His Excellency. You see a common criminal answering His Excellency, and he will receive it and agree. You know, in fact, let me tell you what happened in Owerri one day. A pandemonium erupted because somebody introduced somebody as a chief, and he was so angry that he is a high chief and should be addressed as such. What is the difference? So, you see, we keep on blaming people at the top. I think we have all the characters here as we sit here. So, please, ladies and gentlemen, if we do not arrest this situation, especially in diaspora, the diaspora Nigerians are the fulcrum on which Nigeria revolves as a country. If you do not save these little monies you send in Nigeria, our economy would have crashed. If you look at the amount of money we get from oil and look at our budget, what is there? There's nothing. It's only these things that you send in Nigeria that make the man and find few dollars to sell to the next criminal or to the gentleman who is a trader. So I like what Chinua Achebe said. He said the trouble with Nigeria is simply and squarely that of leadership. In terms of organization cropping up, listen here, you're going to see a lot of thousands of it coming up. Even the women have known about 4 or 5 or 10 organizations, you know. So I don't have problems with that. My problem is that what are you gathering for? What is this organization going to bring to the table? You know, if there's no new thing you are bringing to the table, better sit home. It's just going to waste your time. You know, DTI is free to register anything. It's just about 150 rand. You register an organization. But then there's also liabilities attached to that registration, because most of our people do not know. And if you get into Facebook, you see some people chasing the wind, you know, in terms of political leadership and stuff in Nigeria. But I think it is possible for Nigeria to come together. If you look at what happened in that last political dispensation, there was a candidate that came out and they must support us from across tribes across Nigeria. So it is possible that a good leadership can come in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, receive my respect. Thank you kindly.
Thank you very much, Jason. I'm not one to call too many titles, really. When I hear honorable, what's honorable about you? Honorable this, honorable. If you just call me Anne, if you want to add title, that's okay, but please, simply Anne. Yes, thank you, gentlemen. Now let's go to our children, the students. The barrister has said that education is the problem that we have, and that the curriculum seems to be, we just cut and paste from one generation to the other. Am I correct, barrister? We just cut and paste, and it's the same thing we are saying over and over, and nothing has changed. Now, you were a leader. You were a leader of the Nigerian Students Association. And I'm sure in there you have different types of Nigerians cut across the nation. Do you experience this division that we have in the outside world? I'm calling it outside world because in that small community of students, you are in your own world, right? You are in your own world. Do you experience that kind of division? And what are you doing to bridge that division in your midst, if there is?
Good evening, everybody. very much for the opportunity to speak to ourselves as Nigerians. Like Dr. Ann rightly said, I was the president of the Association of Nigerian Students at University of KwaZulu-Natal. And of course, we are Nigerians. So far we are here, we have to recognize ourselves as Nigerians, irrespective of the tribes that we belong to in court. So I didn't, in my own administration, I didn't experience any kind of division amongst my people because we treated ourselves as Nigerians. But the only problem, or one of the issues I've got, not amongst students now, is amongst Nigerians in Durban, because that's where I'm based. They keep killing themselves for no reason. You know, like, I do not understand. You guys left the shores of your country to come to another country to get something for yourselves, to thrive, to make life easier for yourself and your families, and you're in another country fighting for no cause, for no reason, killing yourselves. And these guys belong to a particular tribe. Funny enough, they're Igbos. Sorry, because we want to step on toes. So, yeah, they're Igbos. So I do not know why they keep fighting and they keep killing. They're not fighting to injure. They're not fighting to do anything, but they're fighting to kill. So we need to really address some issues tonight. Why do we kill ourselves? We call ourselves brothers. Either you are from Owerri, from Abia, from Enugu, you are Igbos. And to now crown it up, we are Nigerians. So we should be able to see ourselves as one. I don't know if I'm actually addressing the question, but to me, we do not have any issue amongst the student body as regards division. So I'm not really going to address that because we are one. We treat ourselves as one. Thank you very much.
It's a good thing that the children are teaching us, right? It looks like the children are beginning to see where we, the fathers and mothers, are going wrong, and they are trying to right our wrong. Please keep up the good work. I remember Nigerian Life Matter when I met the founder some few years ago. He told me the vision, he told me what he thinks and all that. And as at the time, it was horrible. It was the people fighting Nigerians. So he came up with it and said Nigeria Lives Matter because he thought we should fight for Nigerians who are being fought by outsiders. Now that we are the one fighting ourselves, I think we should now review that name. I mean, we got to review the name and find another name because it's embarrassing. If Nigerian lives matter and we are asking people to take us serious, to put a kind of premium on our lives, and we don't have premium on our own lives, I don't know where we are going. I don't know where we are going. Now, I'm coming back to the floor again. You see, I also took the liberty to research how many Nigerian registered associations, and I saw there were plenty. There were plenty. So many. People's Club of Nigeria, whatever. Nigerian Community in SA, and I don't know how that is different from Nigerian Union of South Africa. If Nigerian Community, another one they say is NICASA. What's the difference, I ask myself. And then we now go to my father-in-laws. We have Nzeozo, Ndigo, ISA. We have Akwa Etiti, Improvement Union. We have Igbo, Izuo SA. All kind of Igbo Union. And then I ask myself, what's the vision and mission of all these Igbo communities split into different things? And I think somebody said something about leadership up to so far, that the problem is leadership. Everybody wants to be Oga. Everybody wants to be seen. Once I want to be president and you don't allow me to be president in this one we are forming, we break up. Nigerians have become political parties. Right? We have become political parties in diaspora. If 3 people come together, I think I'm going to form one. And I'm going to add my name in it. Association of Nigerians in SA, ANISA. If it does not exist already, ANISA, so that I will be president. Because Anne is there, isn't it? So what's going on? We have Yoruba descendants in South Africa. We have Omo Odudua. We have which other one? We have Aisa. We have Nasda. All of them. Now I'm coming to the floor. With all these pieces of associations of the same people in diaspora in South Africa, how do you think we can ever achieve oneness? Who can answer me? Yes. And I want the community leaders to talk to me this time. I'm serious. You can see I'm not smiling.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Oluwasomia, I'm a property developer. Simply say I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a Nigerian. Now, we need to talk about the foundation.
Remember, you have 2 minutes, sir?
Yes, because we are a people whose emphasis is unknown. And that's a big problem. We do not have an identity. Please tell me who's a Nigerian. Is it an Igbo? Is it Yoruba? Or is it an Hausa? No. Who is a Nigerian? We have not defined it. We don't know who we are. And unfortunately, Nigeria does not have a leadership problem. I am a leader. A man, responsible, married, have built successful businesses. And I'm telling you, every person in this place, we're talking about doctors, we're talking about lawyers, we're talking about politicians, we're talking about professors. Please, damn it. We have solid, wonderful leaders. Education is not Nigerians' problem. We are educated. We do not have an emphasis. Please, 1 minute. I want to read something. Who is an American? You see, I just, while we were talking, I did a very little research, sitting down. Who is an American? And I got this. An American, so Americans are the citizens and nationals of the United States of America. The United States is home to people of many racial and ethnic origins. Consequently, American culture and law do not equate nationality with race or ethnicity, but with citizenship and an oath of permanent allegiance. Please, this is a conversation that we're just trying to scratch, because for the next 3 years, we'll still be working to define this. Who is a Nigerian? We are a people whose emphasis is unknown. We do not have an identity. I'm not a Nigerian because I'm a Yoruba guy. He's not a Nigerian because I'm an Igbo person. Who is a Nigerian? That is a question I want to leave with everybody here, because I know we're still returning back here. Who should a Nigerian be? Leadership is not our problem. A lot of people here have built successful businesses. We have gone to schools. We have lawyers here. We have doctors here. We have professors here. These are not non-entities. Nobody here is a non-entity. Damn it. We have good leaders. Who is a Nigerian? Thank you.
Thank you, Somi. I think that is a question we should answer at some stage. Who is a Nigerian? We can't answer that question tonight. Tonight, we want to find out, why are we disorganized? Why is there a conundrum? How do we achieve an utopia? That's why we are here. So just hold that space. Keep that space for me. We shall be back. Yes, let's hear you.
Nigerians. Greatest Nigerians. I know I have 2 minutes, but I want to speak in 2 parts. My name is Kazim Babatunde. I'm a security man. I'm from Ibadan. I'm Yoruba. Yes, thank you. So I think there's a part that we're not talking about. The division in Nigeria. I think we're not looking at the part the government is playing in dividing us. I remember very well before the democracy came, we had civil servants from other ethnic groups working in other states. And when the democracy came, there was something that was introduced, indigene and non-indigene. We're not looking at that. That, in my opinion, is where the division started. I remember very well then, Donald Duke brought me as a IT specialist. We brought linkserve.com, the first internet service provider in Nigeria that time. And we remember how some civil servants who were in the finance, because we were trying to see how we could get money, they had to leave their job because they had to go to their state of origin to work as a civil servant. And the main question we're asking that time is, how are we going to proceed? Are they going to appoint another indigene who is competent, who is capable, who knows the corridor of that finance? That is where I think our division started. The government played a role in dividing us. If our government can adjust our constitution where we don't have this indigene and non-indigene, we will form a unit that will represent Nigeria. Secondly, I said I'll take 2 minutes. The question that was asked initially, I was talking to my good friend here, the president of Ohanese. I said, in what context is it? Is it in South Africa or in Nigeria as a whole? Because there are two contexts. If we look at the question, we will approach it differently from a different perspective if we're discussing it based on our experience here in South Africa as Nigerians. And we'll also look at it differently if we're discussing it as a Nigeria, talking about Nigeria back at home. So I just want to speak on it in 30 seconds each. Firstly, let me speak about the ones in Nigeria. We can unite ourselves as Nigerians. I attended the Ohanese event, and I saw our culture and tradition in full display. I was very proud. I did not go there to say I'm Yoruba. I was there as a Nigerian. The culture, the children came out in the traditional attire. I was very proud. I'm like, damn it. Why can't we exhibit this across all ethnic group? Why should it be the Igbos arranging Igbo event, the Yorubas arranging Yoruba event? We need to look at how to unite us as a country. Now, I'll come back to the area of why we have plenty of organizations. I happen to be the secretary of NICASA. Madam, I know you mentioned NICASA there. But I'm not speaking as a secretary here. I'm speaking as a security man here. Yes. So I think we missed it when we did not have leaders who can lead us in South Africa. In my manifesto, I actually contested for the president position, and I spoke about how can an okra outgrow the owner. Is it possible? I don't think it is, because you have the power to bend the okra leaf and plug your okra, because the okra is always at the top of that stick. So why do we have leaders, untouchable leaders in our community that cannot come together and give strict punishment to any Nigerians that feel too big? Out of time, I'll leave it here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy you are seated here as NICASA, because I'm going to take you on. I'm going to take you on. You're going to tell us what happened and what went wrong. And everyone is talking about the government, the government, the government. Unfortunately, we haven't seen we haven't seen Tinubu here. I know he sent people here to represent him here, and they are not here. We actually have questions for them, because everyone is blaming the government. Everyone is saying the government is this, the government is not doing this. They need to answer a few questions. We are hoping that before the end of the evening, Tinubu's representative will be here tonight. I'll come back to the floor. Let's go back to the panelists. And I'm going to speak to Barrister Tunji. You've been very quiet. And I know you have a lot to say. And I also enjoy it when you speak. Because like my friend Jason, you are in control of English words. We sent questions to you ahead of time. And I'm going to ask you that question and a few others. You can see that it's not as simple as you thought it was. When you stand here, you're going to have to digest that question very well for me. And I know you have been behind a lot of organizations. You formed some, you are involved in others. And you have brushed with many organizations. Now, what do you think is responsible for the replication of associations? We're just replicating Association of Yoruba Descendants, Oduduwa, the other one. 2 weeks ago, I attended the women program. They said they are, like I said, we'll call names. If you slap me on the street, I will accept that I'm wrong. They said they are Umu Adaibo of South Africa. And I know there's another one that is Sopotokpo Igbo. Did I pronounce it very well? And then I'm not Igbo, I'm married to an Igbo man. And I am thinking, is there any reason why, what is it now? The first question I asked, this group, this Umu Adaibo, are they all from just one state? Because I want to be able to excuse the division, the pieces of association. They said, no, so long as you're an Igbo woman, you join. And then I said, what is Sopotokpo Igbo? Who are those groups? They are saying they are also Igbo women. And then I started wondering, what's going on? And that was when we were organizing this program, and I said, let's talk about this. Part of what we are saying, the division. And then I asked, can I join? They said, no, you can't join because the criteria is that you must speak Igbo. And I'm deficient. I'm deficient. I'm not married to Igbo for over 30 years. I can't speak Igbo. I don't have to deceive myself, you know. So I don't qualify, but there are Igbo women who can be a part of it. Why are you forming small ones? You are the president of one unit, and I know that Bumi are taking me to another Yoruba organization. What's wrong? Tunji, talk to us.
Okay, that's fine. Good evening, everyone. Ekale, Ekale, Kedu, Sanu. I stand on existing protocols. I've been in South Africa since 2001, the same year that MTN entered the Nigerian market. In fact, I first paid Lobola in 2002, February, and I always say that I'm very lucky to be one of the few Nigerians, perhaps the only Nigerian that had a sitting High Commissioner and a sitting Consul General negotiate the payment of my Lobola. So it's not a very common thing. Anyway, what I've found, Nigerians are very interesting people. We're ambitious, we like money, we like parties, we like to show off, and also we want to belong. And I think the challenge in South Africa that I've found, many Nigerians, when they come here, mostly everyone will come with a suitcase. But when they come here, they don't belong to the groups that we know. The clergy, I'm talking about South Africa now. The clergy, they're not in the business circle, they're not in sports, they're not in entertainment. So the only way that they can start to feel that they belong is to join Nigerian organizations. And the first one was NIDO. I remember when NIDO was started. 2005, on a Sunday afternoon. They said we should come to Pretoria. I said, I'm not driving to Pretoria on a Sunday afternoon. Sundays are rest days. Well, I know Nigerians like to do events on a Sunday at 9 p.m. and it goes on for 10 hours. And everybody wants to speak. And in the end, we still go nowhere. So my suspicion is this. Because everybody wants to belong, even in Nigeria, a gate man is very powerful. A gate man can stop you from seeing a governor. Oga no day. Oga just come out. Now wow, it be like say you just come when Oga don't go. Oga don't travel. Madam talk say Oga don't go London. So everybody is powerful in Nigeria, So that's
behavior that we have. That I call it a deficiency of logic. Not only do we have Nigerian organizations for every single person in this room, but we also have organizations that fill every single position, even when they know that those who are going to be there will never turn up. I have somebody who's very close to me, but I don't want to mention him. He was a publicity secretary for an organization, but never turned up. Even on the WhatsApp group, he was not there. And we couldn't get rid of him. There was no sanction. And I think that impunity is the one that worries me. Well, let me tell you how we can address it. It's very simple. Because most of these organizations don't have any money anyway, because they struggle. They end up at the consulate. They're running after the high commissioner. They're looking for venues in the consulate. Even if it's in the car park, they'll manage it. They don't care, so long as they're not paying. My suspicion is we should consolidate them, even reduce the executive. Any organization that has more than 4 or 5 executives, they should get rid of, especially the ones who never attend. So once we begin to have the structure, because even in South Africa said to me, where in Nigeria are you from? I said, what do you mean? They want to trap me to say I'm Igbo or Yoruba. So this is how I answered them. I'm a Nigerian. They said, but where are you from? I said, I really don't care where I'm from. I schooled in Maiduguri, married to an Igbo woman. I grew up in Lagos. I'm a Nigerian. Then they also asked me, when they meet me, which country are you from? They want to bog me down with Niger. This man is from Nigeria, so they can say negative things. So I tell them I'm an African. They say, no, which part of Africa are you from? I say, I think you should guess. Then they say, I think you're a Nigerian. I said, I'm not quite sure, but then do your research. So what we should be doing as Nigerians, for me, tonight is about economic collaboration. The Chinese have a member of parliament. There used to be a Nigerian in parliament about 15 years ago, where he's gone, disappeared. So we don't have any Nigerian in any elected office in South Africa. And we have more than 1,000 organizations. So the question for me is, how do these organizations come together to produce at least one elected Nigerian? The elections next year, let's focus. I don't care if you're president of any organization. If we cannot produce one single elected Nigerian into any office in the 9 provinces, we're a bunch of jokers. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I think like you, I don't know how to even introduce myself where I'm from in Nigeria. The only thing they know here, if you are not Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo, I'm neither any of those. My other name is Aduke, I'm not Yoruba. So where do I come from? I'm just a Nigerian. A simple girl from, as she introduced me, the non-existent community. We are just there. I would like to put this question across again to the audience. We've been talking about government and government and government. Do you think that these pieces of association, that the mission is part of our problem? We are stepping on toes. We are cutting them if we have to. We have to cut these toes. Dr. Charles is here. Dr. Bumi is here. If we have to suture them back, we suture. If they are not suturable, we let them be. Because we need to begin to talk to ourselves, tell ourselves the truth. You asked a question. What are we bothered about? Is it the unity in diaspora or unity back at home? I think I remember I said it. I don't know if we were here when we started this function. It is our unity in diaspora. We see ourselves as we are the ones at home. We want to fix us at home, then we can take it out to them there. We can't leave Nigeria, spend all that thousands of naira on etiquette, and we come here and we just cut and paste the mess back home. We should begin to talk about it here. If we are united here, then we can take it home and they'll say that, oh, these children left and they are bringing out the real deal. But we can't continue the same way. I mean, we can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result, right? So do we think the government of this, Nigerian government here, is part of the problem we have in the divisions we have in diaspora? Who can dare answer that question? I'm daring us here.
Thank you so much. Greetings, everybody. All protocol observe. I don't have much weight as there's not much time to say all kind of things that you will ever expect. If you give us mic, it's always a problem. My name is Apostle Willie. I'm the president of Akwa Ibom State in South Africa. It's not easy, whether Dodon drum or Dingo drum or all the drums. It's a problem everywhere. So therefore, when something like this comes up, I always like to go and pick it up from where it started. I still have the logo in my hand, still looking at it, and it looks like it has gone so far from Nigerian hands. I think Nigeria has lost his vision because where there is no vision, the people perish. We are like people who have no direction, actually. Because when we talk about the logo of Nigeria or the whatever, I don't know, the eagle and the two goats, horses or whatever is there, and then the motto is at the bottom there, very clear. And it is being identified on every government organizations. But the issue is that we don't look at that. We don't have access to that. We abandon that and just think that we are going to get it done. And the thing spelled himself very clear and said that unity and faith, peace and progress. How do you neglect such visions and you think that you're going to go anywhere? We have so many people who are so talented with so many things, but we never come to see the value of what this can bring to us. When you know the value of unity, there is no way you will not fight for it. Nigerians are not fighting for unity. Both in government and any place. I've been a leader for a few months now. I can tell what I'm talking about. People who were sitting in the power before you meet them there, they don't believe in unity. So you need to fight every day. Let us come together. We can make it together. Together we can go forward. So I believe if we go back to the drawing board, it will help us very well to be able to achieve whatever we have here. I think I was one time provoked heavily in one of the meetings that was carried out by Nigerian Nikasa. I was there and I said, no. We are out of this order, misconceptions and wrong way of setting things up. So I said, please, let us go back to the drawing board. That is what I can say tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Like I said, we are going on a straight line. Let Johanese talk to us. This way. This way. Johanese. Remember what I said. Remember the question. Let's not deviate from the question tonight so we don't waste our time.
Okay.
Do you think that the government is in any way aiding this division that we have amongst us in diaspora? I want us to hit the nail on the head and call Peter, and Paul tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Do you think so? Because you are the leader of a faction, of an ethnic group.
Faction?
An ethnic group, not fashion.
Ethnic
group. Ethnic group is what I mean to say.
Thank you.
And I know you know there are many other organizations under the same Igbo Kwenu.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
Sure.
And good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for this opportunity. Before I go ahead, I just want to correct an impression or just a misconception. And that misconception has actually been haunting Nigerians here in South Africa. And sometimes we seem to ignore it or play down on it. When our sister was speaking, the ex-president of the Nigerian student in UKZN, she pointed at a very particular concern going on in Durban. And this concern that she raised about the killings of Nigerians in Durban, I'm putting it in the right perspective, killings of Nigerians. There is nowhere in South Africa that it is heard that the Igbos, that there is a crisis between the Igbos, like as an ethnic group. The crisis in Durban is a gang-related, a cult-related killing. It is not ethnic-related. I just want to correct that impression. The Igbos are not killing themselves. Why you find major casualties being Igbos are because it is evident and it is factual that the Igbos are the most populous Nigerian migrant population, or the most populous Nigerian migrants here in South Africa. It is on the records. So when something happens, when you find professors, when you find doctors, you find lawyers in this room, I can assure you, you will find an Igbo person also as a doctor, as a lawyer, even in majority numerical strength. So when we speak, when we want to speak about Nigerians, and this is related to the unity that we seek among Nigerians. When something happens, just like Barrister Tunji had said, they ask him where he comes from, and he actually does not, you do not intend to disclose for some certain reasons. But some Nigerians, or most Nigerians, don't do that. Some Nigerians are quick to identify themselves with their own ethnic group, with sweet stories attached to their ethnic groups. This is, I'm going to go to the point, I'm going there, I was just laying a foundation, and I think people understand where I'm driving at.
Inside 2 minutes.
Inside 2 minutes, you know. Like when, as a Nigerian, you are being held up by the police or the metro, or even on a day-to-day engagement with South Africans, and you are quick to say, I'm not an Igbo, I'm Yoruba. Go ask, you know what Yorubas are doing. Someone will say, I'm an Hausa person. You can even just Google us. You will know that we're not so many here. We're not here. Those people you see in the towns, in the CBDs, those people you see shouting, those people you see, you are already stereotyping yourself. These people do not care when there is xenophobic attacks, when there are xenophobic attacks, when there are attacks on Nigerians. They don't care to know whether you're Igbo, whether you're Yoruba, whether you're Hausa. When they say Pansi Nigeria, they say Pansi Nigerians. They don't say Pansi Ama Igbos, or Ama Yorubas, or Ama what. So we tend to have that tribal leanings among ourselves. The moment we start to pursue a collective aspiration as Nigerians, the moments we put aside our vested interest, our personal, ethnic, and tribal interest, you will see that we can go a long way. We are going to set a very positive direction and trajectory for Nigerians. Nigerians are not able to come together to develop, to speak in one word, to speak together as a group because of this disunity among us. When an organization writes, I have an example, my organization is an example. I lead the Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization worldwide here in South Africa. We have branches all over the world, in most countries of the world. Here in South Africa, we have structures and formations in the 9 provinces of South Africa. But someone wakes up and forms a workshop group and creates the impression that they are leading South Africans, leading Nigerians in South Africa, or the Igbos. Someone even goes ahead to impersonate as the king of the entire Nigerians in South Africa, and nothing is done about it.
We will get there.
So we need to put ourselves together.
Igwe.
Doctor. So we must know. We must know our story. When we know our problems, our challenges, we deal with them, and when we know where we are headed to. Thank you so much, Doc.
You did not attempt to even attempt my question. Remember, the question on ground is, do we think that the government of Nigeria in South Africa is responsible for the division we have? Remember that question.
Thank you, Doc. Just a few seconds to
just
deal with that.
In 30 seconds, do you think yes or no?
30 seconds.
Yes or no? Do you think they are responsible? They are part of the reason why we have divisions amongst ourselves?
I need to be very diplomatic to answer that question. I'm holding a very sensitive position. Whatever I say here today might have a ripple effect on how my people are being dealt with.
Okay.
And the government of Nigeria, as a government, be it in Nigeria or in South Africa, has always been acting in selective policies. They always have selective policies for different people.
Okay, I hear
and if you
Thank
ask
you.
me, people from my ethnic nationalities have always been marginalized. And it is evidence with the agitations all over the place. There are agitations all over the place, both in Nigeria and South Africa, that tends to show that the government is not doing enough.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Igwe. Yes, you've been wanting to say something. Let's hear him before we hear the president of the Nigerian students.
What I want to say here is that just as one of my brothers said here before that, who is a Nigerian, I want to say here that in this kind of gathering, sometimes when things like this happen, we come here, we speak a lot of grammar, instead of saying the main problem we are facing here. They will use politics, grammar to turn everything around because of the fear of the unknown. The truth of the matter is we need to tell ourselves the truth.
That's why we are here.
Some of us here are the cause of the problem we are having here in this country. If, for instance, I'm a security personnel. If, for instance, even if the Consul General comes here, he's tired of solving the problem of our people. Because every day he tries to solve the problem. He will call somebody, now that person will know the problem or the cause of the killing in that place, but he will not open up because of, hey, I'm going to do this or I'm going to be implicated. When you talk about the killing concerning the court, which my president has said, some of us here are in that court. They don't want to quit. Some of us here are also giving that order to go and do it. But when they come here, they will sit down, use politics, use big grammar to cover everything. They don't want to say the truth.
Thank you.
The truth of the matter is, like, for instance, we here, we sacrifice our life to save many Nigerians on the road. The people who knows the problem of Nigeria in this country are the people who are on the street, not a doctor who is in his office from morning to night, and he will come here and tell us the problem. Those people, they don't know the problem of, they only read it on the newspaper or the word they had. Ask people who walk on the street. Those people know the problem of Nigerians.
They are the real Nigerians here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is the passion I want to see tonight. People should speak their hearts. 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes. We're actually exceeding time because we still have a lot to do tonight.
Okay, good evening. I stand under the existing protocol. My name is Kenneth, but the UN gave me peace ambassador. And I happen to be the president of Nigerian community in Eswatini. My president here invited me to be in this program. I just told him that forget about the government of Nigeria, they won't be here today. I told him when I came in. And I've told him that if you are saying the truth, you'll be in trouble. For me, I've been in trouble, but I don't care. Please permit me, my time is short, but I'm just going to manage it. I like stepping on people's toes. As a president of Nigeria community in Eswatini, I came into the country 2013. So I'm just 10 years in the country. And anywhere I go, I'm a proud Nigerian. Anywhere I go, I don't need to know anybody before I visited the country. I do tell people that if you go to a place, look for a community or look for a church and join. If Nigerians are 100 and we have about 90 that are bad, you will definitely get one that is good, and that one will help you, despite the fact that you have people have duped you or whatever. And that has kept me going. I joined the community, and whatever thing I am today in Eswatini, I gain it from the community. So, what I want to say here is
you have 20 seconds, Kenneth.
Yeah. What I want to say here is that the problem we have actually is the government, the ambassadors, the consulate. Those people are the first problem that we have then come down to we that are fighting for position. Everybody wants to be president. Everybody wants to be executive. But if they give you that task, will you be able to handle it? I know that South Africa have their own character. And one of the problem we have in Eswatini as of today is somebody who relocated from South Africa to Swaziland. Swaziland have been peace. The association have been existing for more than 40 years. And this woman just relocated from South Africa to Swaziland around 2017. And the moment he came, he brought the idea of South Africa have a lot of communities. Why must we have one here? And he started talking about Nido. He bring about one community they call NICE. Nigeria citizen of Eswatini. When they told him that will not work, he now turned around, created Nido. And that Nido, he quickly came down to meet His Excellency, the then Malik. And I came, that time I just become the president. And I called, I told him that, why are you not bringing Nigerians together? Before you leave Nigeria, when you were coming down to South Africa, they told you are taking care of South Africa, Swaziland, and Lesotho. You are a father. If you see when Nigerians are fighting, you are supposed to come and settle the issue. But he did not listen to me. And I told him there and said, you won't last here, you will leave. And not quite long, they did this riot that took him out.
Thank you, Kenneth. I think you are the only one who is speaking a language tonight.
So now,
the rest of you are being diplomatic,
the
right?
last time, the day I came to visit him, because I don't need to get permission before I came and visit him. So the day I came, the secretary told him that the president from Eswatini is around. He said I should come in. Then I came. He said, why are you threatening me? I said, I'm not threatening you, sir. I just need to tell you the truth. That the purpose of what you came here to do, you're not doing it. Before I became the president, we have never seen the president of Nigeria government in Eswatini. I came in and I said, I'm going to change that narrative, which I did. As I speak to you today, I was expecting to see Indy here. I would have messed him up. No. Let me tell you people, we are having, as we speak now, there is a crisis in Eswatini because of this woman. I have letters. I never knew that there's a program like this. He told me just yesterday, right? And I'm preparing to come today for the NUSA program, actually. Now, there's a problem in Eswatini. The embassy gave us a letter because I told them that if this problem continues, I don't think I'm going to be the president. They gave me a letter. Because I told them that if you want me to remain as president, I need a letter to stand that, yes, I'm the authentic president, of which they did. That was the person that gave me that letter is Ezenwa, now in Korea. Then I told the ambassador that he must give me a letter that I want to take it to the government, of which they did. But what happened now?
Please round up in 30 seconds,
all
please.
Right.
Sorry.
This man that came in started playing game. And the game he's playing is affecting Nigeria. No, the government don't care about that name, Nigeria. I heard that if you are traveling and you are standing with immigration, if you're in Nigeria, they want to put you aside. And I've been looking for immigration that will stop me. I've never seen. I've been looking for immigration that would see me as a Nigerian and say, please, can you come aside? I'm waiting for that immigration. And ever since I came to Swaziland, I've never jumped border because I said, if it takes me 10 years, I'm going to wait to get my legit document to travel. So, but what I'm trying to say is that the problem we have is our ambassadors,
our representatives,
and our representative. And again, come to us.
Thank you. Thank
come
you,
in, come into us.
Thank you.
Please, let me just say this one for 10 seconds. Come in within us. We have tribalism problem. A Yoruba wants to be a leader. An Igbo man wants to be a leader. I'm from Imo State. I grew up in Lagos. My wife from Abia. She grew up in Meduguri. So I speak Yoruba very well. I speak Igbo. She speaks Igbo and speak Hausa. So if you want to talk about one Nigeria, my family is a one Nigeria. Because I speak Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa.
Thank you,
yes.
Kenneth. Thank you. Thank you. You've spoken more than the panelists. But my excitement is that your comment has content. Your comment is rich. Your contribution is rich. We should go above that level in Nigeria where we are afraid to speak our mind. That's the problem that we have. We are seeking validation from the people that are supposed to be the judge of our matter. That's the problem that I think we have. Just hold on for me. I will come back to you. Dr. Chioma, you are the last woman standing on the panelist. And the good thing that I know, you are not just educated, you are an Igbo woman, you are a mother, you are a wife. And I want to believe that women have a huge role to play in what we are talking about. Any woman who is married and is able to keep her family together, there's a secret. Women, are you there? There's something you are doing that has kept your children with you, your children with your husband, and your children with you as their mother. So that's unity already. So that's why I want to pose this question to Dr. Chioma. What role do you think the women would play in bringing this well sought after unity that we are talking about tonight? Please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak, to come here today. I will start by saying that I'm quite confused. The confusion comes from the fact that I didn't know we are coming here to talk about Nigerian associations and the problems they have and the different associations that spring up. Well, that's one of them, but that has taken the major attention. I thought we were coming to talk about Nigeria and the problem with Nigeria. Well, that said, my role as a woman, but I will have to start from somewhere. I want to start by saying there was Nigeria. Why do I say there was Nigeria? When I went to the university in Nigeria, it was free education. Many of you here went to university in Nigeria, and you never, once you go to federal university, you don't pay school fees. That is what we experience. My brother-in-law, a medical doctor, was sent to the United Kingdom to study medicine, to specialize. He was at University of Ibadan. When he came back, they gave him cook, steward, everything. Nigerians, when they used to go overseas, they come back. The Nigerians were sent to overseas to study, they come back. That is why I said there was a Nigeria. And as a woman, what will I do to bring people together, to bring Nigerians together? We do very well at individual levels. Bumi, Dr. Bumi, I have known her for over 15 years. She is Yoruba, I am Igbo. When the mother met us, she said, you are trying to do what Awo and Zeke couldn't do. Yes, that we are trying to be together. We are trying to work together as friends. But when it comes to groups, to intergroup relations, that is where we default. We emphasize on ethnic politics. We play the politics of belonging. We classify people into in-groups and out-groups. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. Nigeria is a group of people that were brought together, not that they planned to be together. They were forced together, and we know that. We say that the truth must be told. They were forced together. But they tried to bring people together. Nigerians, like somebody said before, you could walk in any part of Nigeria. But the same government, the same leadership, starting with the military, are the people that caused the division we have in Nigeria today. So what will I do? What I have to do as a woman, yes, women are instruments of peace. Women also bring division. You marry in a family that is together, and what happens? You come there, you divide brothers and sisters. You come there, you bring tension. You tell your husband that the brother wants to kill him. But hopes are not lost. Hopes are not lost. We can still do something. What can we do? Somebody mentioned the idea of respect. We must respect one another. We must respect one another. We must cherish one another. We must recognize one another. We must be proudly Nigerians. There's no point, since they have brought us together as Igbos, Yorubas, we are different people. We speak different languages, but we have been brought together. We can still continue to work together as people that are together, as one. So the moment we begin to respect ourselves, the moment we begin to build trust in our relationships. That is why I'm here today, because Dr. Bumi invited me. I have a friend from Akwa Ibom. Because we trust ourselves. We love ourselves. We respect ourselves. So respect is the key. Trust is the key. And let us stop tattoo telling, dividing other people. You are Igbo. They did that. The people that did that are Igbos. The people that did that are Yorubas. Let us respect ourselves. Let us love one another. Let us trust one another, at least for those of us that are here. And support ourselves in our businesses. You are doing business as a Nigerian, and you know a Nigerian is doing business. You have to support Nigerians. We have children. We have our children that are born here coming up. We have many Nigerians that have established businesses. My daughter is here today. She is doing honors in biochemistry. There are people that can employ her. Nigerians should begin to look after Nigerians and employ them. There is xenophobia in South Africa, we know that. And what do the people that come here first? Us. What are we going to do for our children? Those that have established businesses, those that have contacts, please, let us begin to look after our own and create jobs for our people, support our businesses, and support one another. For those of us that are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Choma. Thank you. For some reasons, every speaker here has something to say, and they are not even touching my question. Can you feel that? Everyone is pregnant. Everybody seated here is pregnant with something they like. This is the forum. I must pour it out today. But I don't want us to lose sight of the reason why we are here. How do we achieve unity in diaspora? We are still missing that point. But there's something I would like to ask, and I want to take it to some very specific people in this hall. Dr. Lamin, I'm putting you on the spot. How do you think we can achieve unity in diaspora? Do you think it's possible? We are gradually getting into the solution now. We'll be talking about problems. So I just want to just move slide left, like the GPS will tell you. I just want to slide left into the solutions. Yes, Dr. Lamin, do you think it's achievable? And how do you think we'll go about it?
Good evening, everybody. To be honest with you, it's going to be difficult. And my reasons are simply because we don't trust ourselves. Nigerians don't trust themselves. And if I don't trust you, I cannot sit with you. I cannot eat with you. I cannot do business with you. So I think the question should be, how do we begin to break down those walls so that we can start talking to each other and trusting that when I confide in you, it's between you and me. I should be able to have confidence that, okay, I've spoken to my sister, and whatever I tell her, if I say, please don't mention it here, is between both of us. And you will not use it against me tomorrow. So I think the fundamental thing with Nigerians is that we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. The Igbos don't trust the Northerners don't trust the Igbos, the Yorubas don't trust it's one thing or the other. Tomorrow, somebody will tell you, what's his name? Awolowo betrayed Zik. Like, seriously? In 2023? In 2023? You know, I read an article. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it to I can't find it on my phone this afternoon. And it says El Rufai's son is heading a committee in the House of Rep. What's his name? Former governor of Delta. No, the one that was in prison in the UK. Ibori's daughter is heading committee here. And I'm like, what are we talking about?
These are human beings.
Their kids are all over the place. They've positioned them in the politics of Nigeria. They are heading committees in the House of Representatives. And we're sitting here killing each other.
Thank you. I want to bring the same question here. How do you think we can break down the walls? How do we break down these walls? We are seeking for practical solutions, ladies and gentlemen. Practical solutions. I don't want us to eat this amala and eat all this nice food and we live here and we still remain the same. We can't be doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Something must be done tonight. How do we break down these walls?
Okay, thank you very much. I'm also taking on sport,
Yes.
like me. So my name is Dr. Lawan Abdulhamid. I'm a lecturer at the Wits School of Education. And I have conducted a lot of research to do with social kind of research, which I like the idea of what someone said, we need to define who is a Nigerian. I think that is where our problems are. And running away from that question, I think we are not addressing the problem. When I know what it means to be a Nigerian, I will act like a Nigerian. And it's only when we have a common understanding of who is a Nigerian. Because if I am a Nigerian, you are a Nigerian, and you acted differently, it's affecting me as a person. And when it is affecting me, it is affecting the unity. And that is where the trust might come in. I don't like to associate with him because we don't have a common understanding of who is a Nigerian. And I can give you an example. I have my nephew. He committed crime at home in the village in Nigeria, and he came to my house. Okay, and I heard the story of what happened. Police are looking for him. I took him in my car. I took him to the police. I said, interrogate him. What's wrong? Interrogate him. I cannot hide him. And that's exactly what we are doing. There are a few Nigerians that are committing crime, and we are hiding them. And I'm happy that we're having this discussion as inward discussion. And that is why wherever I go, when I mention I'm a Nigerian, they will say, really? Really? Are you a Nigerian? Really? When I was given a job at VETS, I was saying, no, I'm not ready. I'm working, all these things. They have their conditions. I said, no, I have to set up my conditions. And you were saying, which Nigerian are you that you are setting up this condition? Because I know my excellence, and I know what I can be able to deliver. So I think the thing is that we stop hiding those corrupt Nigerians who are selling drugs, who are killing one another. We expose them. Okay? And we have to begin to operationalize who is a Nigerian. And only when when he mentioned American, there is allegiance to the nation. Are we really doing that? Whatever I do, you should not be thinking of you as an individual. Think of your country as Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, interestingly, ladies and gentlemen, the way Nigerian passport is disrespected. Don't even talk about it. It's a topic for another day. That when you have Nigerian passport, just know that even amongst ourselves, we don't even respect the passport. But do you know when an American arrives at Muritala Mohammed Airport, they pick their passport and they are showing each other, hey, see American passport. You mean this American passport? But when they see Nigerian passport, oh, where are you going? You step aside and then you tell your story and you tell all the kind of CV. I do remember once somebody visited us from Nigeria. My husband had to be called. He had to be called that you said we are going to send him back. My husband said, okay, you wait there. Let me get my high commissioner to come and explain why you will send back my visitor. And immediately the guy was allowed in. Now, I'll come to you, the Nigerian student. What do you think we can do to achieve oneness? Don't pour, I know you are also pregnant, but don't deliver all the babies tonight. Just go straight to my question. How do you think we can achieve oneness? Somebody has said break down the walls. Respect one another. Trust one another. What do you think we can do?
Okay, thank you very much, and thanks to the organizers of this event. I think one thing we can do is Nigerians are just too smart, and we must stop being too smart among ourselves. I think that's one of the major problems we are facing as Nigerians. We don't want to listen to the other person. I will give you a practical example of what happened some days ago. The organizers of this event sent me an invitation. So after the invitation, I looked at the invitation, I looked at the speakers and the panelists. There was no students there. Immediately I responded to the secretary. I said, listen, you guys must change the narrative of inviting us to events and we don't participate. He didn't feel too big that, no, I'm the organizer, I'm the founder of whatever. He listened to me. And that is why we have a panelist as a student sitting there. So we must learn to listen to ourselves and not be too big among ourselves. I think if we start, let's not think of how to change the narrative in Nigeria. Let's start from here. If we start from what he has done, we'll have a way forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Yeah, because it looks like ladies are not speaking. I don't know what's going on. Ladies are not speaking. I'm going to put ladies on the spot again. If I hadn't called Dr. Lamin won't say anything.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good evening. My name is Stephanie. I am the organizer of the Festival of Nigeria and the director of a company called Bunchy. It's a video production company, Pan-African creative company. Yes, Yes, I'm a Nigerian. My name is also Chiamaka. Yes, Stephanie Chiamaka. Michael Ihesie. Yes, so I'm the organizer of the Festival of Nigeria, which happened this Saturday in Randburg. And the reason why I created this festival, and I actually organized it with the help of many people in this room, Mr. Kazim, Nigerian students, Nigerian women president, Tuvi James is also one of the committee members of the festival, is to respond to the question of why do we always have separate events? We have the Igbo event, the Yoruba event, the Edo event, the TV event, all of those separate events. So I said, no, we have to have one event that celebrates Nigeria as a collective, as a society, as a country, as one. So I organized a festival called Festival of Nigeria to unite Africa under one umbrella of Nigerians, under one umbrella of our country, Nigeria, one single day. Additionally, the reason why I also organized that festival, Festival of Nigeria, which happened this Saturday, you can check us out on Channels TV, News Central, on DSTV, and many other platforms, is also to say, let's change the narrative. Why are Nigerians not united in South Africa? It's because many Nigerians don't want to be associated with other Nigerians. They'll say, if I say I'm Nigerian in a taxi, my life is going to be in danger. What if the taxi driver is xenophobic and don't like what one other Nigerian stole his woman, or something happened to him and a Nigerian person did it? I don't want to claim that identity of Nigerian. Let me say I'm from Cameroon. Let me say I'm Ghanaian. And people do that because the reputation of Nigeria in South Africa is not very good. If you Google Nigeria, the first 5 articles you would see would be something about negativity. So I said I have to change that. I have to say, when you type in Nigeria in a South African hashtag on Twitter or on the news on Google Trends, it should be positive things. So I said, let me create this Festival of Nigeria where we show off Nigerian businesses, to say Nigerian businesses here in South Africa, like Ariza Foods. The Zobo brand here was actually there at the event on Saturday. To say, yes, thank you, sir. So to say there are many Nigerian businesses in South Africa that are actually employing South Africans, employing Nigerians, and contributing positively towards society. So for us to actually bring Nigeria together, we need to start changing the narrative, and by doing things like Festival of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you are listening while we are busy with this food, because this food, I like the smell. I'm hungry also, but let us know why we are here and let's be focused. Something popped up. I think that was mentioned by Kazim, if I recall, that why don't we have one event and it's Nigeria? We can't do that for now because we're not even one. And that's going to put you on the spot as an ESCO of Nikasa. Why do we have Nikasa when there is NUSA? Do they have different visions and mission? Can you please educate us tonight?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the question is very simple. How and why was Nikasa created? I'm surprised at my brother that says, as a secretary general of an organization, I don't know how the organization was started or why it was. I think that's a wrong understanding, sir. You cannot be part of something and not know why that thing exists. You have to know it for you to be part of it. Yes. Okay, I'll make it simple. There have been other organizations before NICASA that stands as an apex organ representing Nigerians in South Africa here. Before NICASA, there was an organization called NUNSA, Nigerian Union, which I believe he is part of. And at the point where NUNSA lost the blessings from the mission, they had to create another organ. I'm coming. I want to go there so that you get it clearly.
Okay, I've heard you.
So
Kazim, it's okay.
That is why Nikasa was birthed.
Okay.
I believe he will agree with me now that I know why Nikasa was created.
Okay. Okay.
No, we don't care about the story.
No, it's fine. No. I'm the only one allowed to speak unless I ask you to speak. Okay? Okay. So we are back to problems here. I remember saying, do you think the mission is part of the problem we have in all this organization? People are chewing mouth, except Ken, who was bold enough to say Yebo. I would like to ask you, sir, why was Nikasa bettered?
Okay.
Was necessary where NUSA is around? Just two questions I ask, and that you can answer in
why was
1
it
minute.
Formed?
Why was it formed?
Necessary?
Was it necessary?
My friend Oyoga Dream, I will speak the truth. And those who would go to and tell the diplomats after today that I say the truth here. I don't care. We established Nigerian Union to actually bring Nigerians together when NIDO became an elite organization of a few. So a few of us, NIDO was meant to serve the whole Nigerians here. But a few of us saw it as a personal property to make money and enrich themselves and be able to talk to Asarok. And then we decided to establish Nigerian Union. At the establishment of Nigerian Union, we made sure that the geopolitical organizations, all the regions in Nigeria were adequately consulted and represented at every level of the inception. And that's what happened. Along the line, there was a problem of leadership. And then there was a problem between the existing National Executive Council of Nigerian Union and the consulate. And the consulate decided to form another organization, NICASA. So when that process started, I was, let me say this to Nigerians, I was called to the embassy, to the consulate, to start NICASA. Me and Ogadirima. And that day we advised the sitting consul general and assistant that it will not be in the best interest of Nigeria to start another organization. Instead, let us go back to the regional organization that started Nigerian Union, bring them back together the way we started Nigerian Union, and retrieve the leadership of Nigerian Union from the people you don't like, and now return it back to the community.
Thank you.
And the then Consul General said,
thank you.
No.
Thank you very much.
And this is the founder of NICASA there, the president of Ohaneze.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So he founded NICASA and they chased him away. Was NICASA necessary? Is it necessary? The day I met Kazim.
Was it necessary, sir?
Yes, it's not. The day I met him as a secretary, the first time I met him, he told me, I want you to come and join NICASA. What did I tell you? I want NICASA to die.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, I said it in the beginning that we are here to tell ourselves the truth. We are here to step on toes. We are here to even chop off toes if necessary. If it is suturable, doctors are increasing. Dr. Alagbe just has been sitting there. We can either suture them or cut them off permanently. So, any organization, as the brain behind LM and NS, any organization that will contribute to our dissociation, we will dissolve them. Let us begin to pray if we have to. Now, I'll go back to the panelists. Jason, do you think it was necessary for NUSA to have been divided and NICASA is formed alongside? Did you think that the vision you had for Nigerians at the time when NUSA was formed is being distorted by some group of people, whether they are Tinubu's representative, the president's representative in South Africa?
NICASA was absolutely unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. But let me also pause to say that when NUSA was formed, the first letter I wrote was to the city of Johannesburg to hold a discussion as to where we're going to access land to develop the African flea market. Because we decided not to call the market the Nigerian flea market because it can attract some negative trends. We decided to call it African flea market. That was the first letter. But somebody from the consulate, upon receiving this letter, wrote to City of Johannesburg that they do not know this organization. It was now difficult to now get City of Johannesburg, whom has opened doors for us to deal with us at that level. So while we're battling through that, we steadied our action and continued working. We also went to meet a property development company who has got a parcel of land somewhere, who wants to do about 500 shops, flea market. Other dissident groups in our community started writing indecent stuff on Facebook. Now, ABSA, who was going to pay I didn't know that the financial institutions then look at these informations on Facebook. They said, no, there's some negative information they are feeling on the social media. They do not think Nigerian people will take on these shops. But let me not tell you all the stories that are terrible, because it's not necessary at this time. But Nikasa was absolutely unnecessary. Thank you kindly.
There's another question I want to ask, and I would like the ethnic group leaders. The Ohanese is here, I'm glad. There's somebody from a group of Yoruba descendants. Is anybody from Northern Forum here? Northern Forum. Northern Forum is here. Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, that it is possible for us to collapse all these small ethnic groups within the same ethnic group, collapse into one as one? I don't have a problem. I don't know if we have a problem. Igbos forming an association, Yorubas forming an association, the Hausas forming an association, and then eventually we are all one big Nigerian. That's doable, right? Is it doable? Because I think the major problem, like some speakers said, is leadership. Leadership. Everybody wants to lead. I am in this group. I have a problem with the president. I can form my own and all that. So let me begin from the Ohanese. Do you think it is possible to collapse all your people into one big Igbo organization?
Thank you. First and foremost, I would want to apologize to well-meaning Nigerians. I want to apologize once again to well-meaning Nigerians that I had misled to join Nikasa. I'm saying that I had misled. I'm saying once again because when I renounced my membership of Nikasa in 2019, I did that with a 13-paged renunciation letter. 13-paged. And why did I do that? At the formation of Nikasa, at the inception, just like my reverend here had said, we didn't conceptualize Nikasa, but because we are grassrooted, we made it happen. We made Nikasa a reality. We wrote the letters, we made the movement. I traversed the 9 provinces of South Africa on behalf of Nikasa. I was the first public relations officer. I was the image maker of Nikasa. So I was convincing people to join Nikasa. I actually did, and we convinced a lot of Nigerians to see reason why Nikasa should come into existence, because we saw a vacuum. Just like someone had rightly stated that when NUSA had lost the love of the high commissions or the consulate, although no Nigerian organization, no Nigerian organization should be dependent on the high commissions or the consulate, because they are here to serve us. Yeah. No Nigerian organization, well-meaning, should be dependent on the high commissions or the consulate. They are actually here because of us. If there are no Nigerians in South Africa, there wouldn't be a Nigerian consulate. There may be an embassy because of the other relations, the bilateral relations and all that, but the consulate and all that, they are here for our sake. Yes.
So answer my question.
And now going to your question, Yeah, Nikasa is a non-existent organization to me. Some of us, we participate on the projects and activities of Nikasa because the government is working with them. And because of my own personal bias, I would not disenfranchise my people, the people I lead. But personally, I wouldn't be anywhere Nikasa is holding an event, activity, or program. But because of the position I hold in my community, and because some members of my community are also members of Nikasa, unfortunately, some are members of Nigerian Union, so I support whatever program is coming out, especially with the backings of the government. So now, about collapsing other organizations. When you speak about particularly the Igbo people, the Igbos are Republican in nature. You cannot cage them. You cannot put the Igbos under one umbrella. You can use the last election as an example. Even Peter Gregory Obi, the best candidate of that election, was there. But not all Igbos came under the umbrella to him. That is my personal opinion.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. And that is my personal opinion.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
And so, definitely, you may not be able to collapse those organizations. But what we encourage is for the recognition of the major, formidable, grounded organizations. There are some organizations that their sovereignty is not in dispute. Their formation, their existence is not in dispute. They are promoting and projecting the ideals of such particular organization. So we should jettison all other mushroom organizations when we want to deal with Nigerian matters, and especially in the Committee of Community Organizations. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Igwe. I think for Nikasa we are done. We have agreed that Nikasa does not exist. Now, the Yoruba community, Igwe has said for the Igbos it is not possible. Do you think it's possible to collapse all these small Yoruba community and collapse as one and speak Yoruba? Because where I'm standing, the Yoruba I speak is neither Ibadan, Ondo. I don't even know which one I speak, but I know I speak Yoruba. So why do you have these small ones? Can you collapse as one before we begin to talk of Nigerians being united? If the ethnic groups are not united, it is very hard to have one Nigeria. You agree with me? Do you think it's possible to be one as Yorubas?
That question is a very big one. And I said in my openings, ma'am, that I said, all of us that are sitting down here, we are operating in two dimensions. Ourselves and the position. The collapse of all this organization is as a result that somebody wants to sit with the authority. That is the collapse. The problems we have after we have gone from NUSA was they are playing to the embassy. And that is the collapse. And that is the problem. When you know the story, my brother, I'm sorry, but I have to come out to tell you. When we start NUSA, we collapse all the Yoruba's entity to join NUSA. We formed Egbomo Yoruba in Johannesburg. He was part of it in 2003. And when the letter came out, the letter that he wrote, that Ambassador Sani Mohammed wrote, landed on my table. And we cut across, went to Pretoria, that we can't participate alone as a Jobe, Yoruba in Johannesburg. We take it to everywhere. And by the time we formed NUSA, all of us understand everything. But immediately we left office, the position people came in to use it for their own thing, and we left. When they start Nikasa, we told them, don't go there, it will die. We told you guys, we told them. it will die. You know why? You don't know the story. And the same thing that happened. Everybody, I can say it. I'm a member of NASDA. We never seek anything in embassy. Go and write it down. They don't even have our name there. We don't go there. And if the ambassador is here, they can tell you. In fact, our name, they wrote it wrongly. Because we don't play with your hands. We don't beg them for anything. NASDA, we don't go there to beg them anything. But we can invite them for our program. So,
but can I ask you a question? When he is saying, if I hear him well, that there's a bigger umbrella of the Igbos, the other small masquerade. There's a big masquerade on top. Now, which one is the big masquerade among the Yorubas?
Okay, we are the big boys. Okay, the name. Okay, let me give you the name. Sir, let me tell you.
Who started first? Who started the Yoruba Association? For which group?
Okay, let me.
Which group?
Okay.
Because there are people who are pregnant tonight.
I understand. Let me tell you one thing. Before we formed this NASDA that I'm the vice president, man, we have various of organizations across the 9 provinces. So in our meeting, when we realized that, that's why I told you that in Johannesburg, we have Egbe Omo Yoruba in Johannesburg. When we start NASDA, we collapse everybody. We collapse everybody. So if you go around now, ask every provinces, we have NASDA all through.
And you don't have any other Yoruba association.
We don't have. Now, what we have. Hello,
but there's Ayisa.
Hello, listen.
There's Ayisa.
You see, those ones that are they don't know the story. They don't.
But let's not lose the sight of what we are talking about tonight. Our fight tonight is to have a united Nigeria. Let me ask. Please land in 20 seconds.
They don't know the story. I know the story. That is what I said to them. Ayisa came out from NASDA by one same man that need position. OPU, all of those OPU that are here now, they are my members. All of them came from NASDA. So that is the problem. This position, we need to kill it. I get what I'm saying now. We need to kill it.
The quest for leadership.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
We need to address that.
Okay.
And the issue, the issue that this my brother raised,
okay,
in terms of we as a Yoruba to bear one Nigerians is a problem because number one, in 1966, the seed of separation has been sown. It cannot be recovered. So we can only manage.
Where are we going? No. Remember what Dr. Lamin said.
Look, ma'am.
It's fine.
We cannot. We have not recovered from that.
We want to recover. 60 how many years now?
There's no way
63 years. Thank you. I want to go to the back because it's like the conversation is centered around the front. I'm coming. Dr. Lagbe, so long has been said. What do you think we can do to collapse as one Nigeria in diaspora?
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Alagbe. I just want to address all protocols observed. I want to address the question Dr. Ijoma put across to us, that how can we merge all the organizations together and speak with one voice? We have a fundamental problem. And unless those fundamental problems are addressed, it is almost impossible. It's like a camel passing through the eye of a needle. Number one fundamental problem is the problem of ego. Ego. I can tell you, we were at NATSA. He was talking about NATSA. We were at NATSA. The association was going very well up until a scenario broke out and people felt, no. There are some people in the association who feel privileged. These are doctors. These are professors. So class issue is also one of those fundamental problems that will make people not be able to associate with each other. And I'm sure this also happens in other Nigerian associations. That is a fundamental issue. If that issue is not trashed, it's almost impossible to do it. When we were in NETSA, everything went well up until we had professors in the association.
What's next time again? Can you just refresh our memory?
National Associations of Yoruba in Diaspora South Africa, NETSA.
Wow.
There was Egbe Omo Oduduwa. That was where it all started. And then things happened. And then NETSA happened. Okay? And then Ayitsa now was an offshoot from NETSA. And why did Ayitsa leave NETSA? I can tell you that. The reason being that because of class issue, because of complex issue, either whichever way you look at it, either superiority complex or inferiority complex, people began to fight each other. And because at some level that there are some insults you can take, you'd rather excuse yourself from those associations where you feel, look, I've been disrespected here. So that is the situation, and that was why AYISA was formed. People felt the doctors came, the professors came, they took over. And that was not the issue. I will leave that issue for another discussion. Okay. But it's almost impossible to collapse all these associations in this country. We Nigerians are egocentric, and we have personality issues. I rest my case. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. You see, those of us from the minority group, sometimes we're not even allowed to speak. But I want to give somebody, my own brother, say something. Why do you think we can't come together as one, as Dr. Alagbe has said? What do you think?
Everybody.
It's coming up now.
Oh, I want to first of all say thank you to the host, and thank you very much to the host. And Dr. Ijoma, wow. Nice to hear your voice again. So many beautiful faces. Before I go further, I don't go shout to. I say, Ishake say no, Robo say no. Now who won't come say yes, Gaga? If they pay me, oh Gaga. Although me everywhere, Gaga. Oh, but you know, say all these things at the end of the day, self, if they pain me. Because when we put them together, Dr. Ijoma don't they shout, say, the question, I want question, oh. All of us, they dance. How do we bring Nigerians in diaspora together? Simple pidgin English now. What did the Yampo say? How we go they come together, come become one for outside Nigeria? We can't talk like say we speak English. Nobody speak English. I got super shop just now. About for you with a bar. I pray. This thing a very simple thing. It just feel like say. Now at the end of the day, not be say with the vex. Nobody the vex for anybody. To be James Young say if you put them together and I want in position, now lie. Not be position they cause all these things. The professor said a lot of things. Like a great Nigeria, what do we do? Professor said not lack of knowledge, but wisdom and practice. So, you know, so many English and lie. Nigerian are just us. At this I worry. Now worry they born me now.
Worry.
Now worry they born me. I dealt with Obo man. I dealt with his young man. But when he read. But they say my house now. They point my house, and that guy house be that too. Not till they happen, but at the same house now. At the end of the day, what are we trying to say? I get 30 seconds remaining. What are we trying to say is that all these things put together, not be bad story. Now only we go fit make us understand what did they happen for this environment. It's very easy. It's not like say because I come from where I'm not speaking pidgin English or pidgin English. All of us know what they talk. You know, at the end of the day, English language now, we get them. Pidgin English now, we still get them because when Queen Elizabeth they come to Nigeria those days, now we package her and make she speak Pidgin English. Area. About for now. Hello.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it down to the level we all know. And all those big English that we're all speaking, let's bring it down to. This table, I don't know what is happening here. Nobody is talking on this side. Okay, ask me the question. I will help you amplify it. Ask me. Tell me the question. If I give you now, the next 3 minutes, you are still talking. Okay.
Okay, please, the question I want to ask. I believe this Nigerian life matter. When you people form this association like beginning and like the founder said, to help Nigerians, you know, I want to ask, what is it in which way that you people are helping Nigerians? Because if there is any problem outside, we can always see NOSA, Nekasa, or Haneze. I have never gone any incident here, and I see life matter, say they are helping Nigerians.
There are so many things that have been done. So many. Let me give you to the founder.
Let me just put him back to what he understands. When NUSA was formed, my honorable president, if you don't know, let me start. My brother that left here, he followed us for back. Now we formed NUSA. I was part of it from the one. What brought Nikasa to existence? The person, you know, the first man we know about Nikasa, now in your front. The person we form him, he did Lagos. He come meet me, say, bros, opportunity don't day. Nikasa. So, no, they tell him, I want to. So when the problem, wait. When the Nikasa issue come up, when bra day, you don't hold meeting for me for Pretoria, call Nikasa, whatever. I said something. Nigerian Lives Matter is not an organization, it's a movement. And when nobody feel go television, go talk, I did there. Radio, I did there. The first money where we collect to form am was given to us by Ambassador Ibeto. 15,000 rand. Handed over to me by Consul General Idi. Then he was minister, if you don't know. So I'm giving you something where you don't know. We are not doing rivalry with Nekasa. We speak.
Or any organization.
Yes, it's a movement. Every Nigerian's life matter. That is what we stand for. Not about any other thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As to wind up the evening, ladies and gentlemen, we are winding up the evening because time is fast spent.
My name is Alhaji Ismail Zakaria. My opinion to all Nigerians, let us be one and let us love each other. If anything happen to any Nigeria, take it as your brother. If anything happen to another Nigerian as a sister, take it as your sister. Let us love each other. Whatever case may be, in any situation, forget about it. Come from Abia, it come from Lagos, it come from northern side. Let us love each other. I just want to give one example. I'm in an auction where they are selling animal. One of my Nigerian brother just came, he's a Igbo guy. And he doesn't know the rules of the auction. And he needs the animals because he's doing celebration. And I just said, brother, you need it. Which one do you need? And all the people they are there, they said, no, you see your brother. I said, it's my brother. I said, but you are not speaking this. And forget about the language. He's a Yibo guy. He's from Nigeria. Please, let us love each other. And along the line, they beat the bid, 2,800. I asked the guy, do you want it? He said, I want it. After another guy said 2,900. I said, you want it? I asked the Nigerian guy, say I want it. I said, I'm buying it for him, don't worry. You see, let us love each other. Whatever, anywhere we meet each other. If it's Nigeria, just assisting, love each other, be nice to each other. Even if your Nigerian brother is doing something wrong, try to call him. Don't call him in front of people. I always do that. If the people that came, I assist them. If you do wrong thing, I call him. Brother, come. Let me talk to you. Personality. What is happening, you know? The person can understand. But if you're starting to talk to the person in public, there's no way he can understand you. Let us love each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the mouth of the gods. Oh, he has finished? Okay. It's like when a husband and wife go somewhere and they finish talking, say, my husband has said it all. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. While we wind up the evening, Okay. Women, now women won't close, they won't talk. Okay. Just do it quickly.
Thank you. My name is Biodun Oluwasami, the General Secretary of Nigerian Women. I think we need to break the word called individualism. We need to destroy it. Until we destroy me, myself, and I, then we can move forward. Until we destroy that wall, we cannot move forward as Nigerians. So as Nigerians, let's just work together. Let's forget about self-centeredness. Let's destroy those words. Until then, we cannot move forward as Nigerians. Please. The reason why we have so many Nigerian women associations in South Africa is as a result of individualism. I want to be the president. They need to know me. I want to be in power. I must have power. Then before you know it, people started creating groups. It doesn't make sense. Until we destroy individualism, we cannot move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It reminds me, I'm coming to you. It reminds me at the last Nigeria Women Association election, I was invited as the INEC at the Observer, and I saw all that happen. Some group of people who insist on holding on to leadership. I consistently watched them in my observing. They did not vote because they want to be leaders. But we'll collapse that wall. Nigerian Life Matter and NS, Nigerian Spies, will collapse this division. It's a process. It's something that has been, it's like cancer, but we cure it. God will help us. Yes, Dr. Bumi. Oh, that's another Dr. Bumi, by the way.
Thank you, ma. Good evening, everyone. I want to commend the organizer. Well done, ma. Unfortunately, we are namesake. So, well done. So, everybody is speaking from their perspective. I'll be speaking from an educationist perspective. I'm an expert in early childhood education. So what I want us to, because we are displaying, everybody is displaying what we are actually saying here, division. You know, we are, this person is saying this group. But what I would like to remind us as an educator is that we all have implicit bias. It's there. We all have this bias towards ourselves. When you see Igbo man speaking to Yoruba, you say, Ahofe manu. When you see Yoruba, you say, when you see Igbo, you say, Jokuta mamomi. When you see all those things. So we have these biases towards ourselves. So that actually drew us apart. We are small Nigerian, but when you say, Omo Igbo, no, they are drug dealers. You see Omo Igbo, say, the Yorubas, they are like this. So, but now that, until you identify the problem, you will not be able to provide solution. So from an educator perspective, I want us to address this by educating our younger children. I know we are half families here. We have young children. We have teenagers. We have younger. Let us know that we as in Nigeria, we have this single umbrella. So let's say we are one. I think somebody from the panelists actually indicated that I don't want to be differentiated. I'm a Nigerian. If you say Igbo, you say yes. So if you can start teaching our younger children, if we can start nurturing them, that we are one Nigeria, and we should also start preaching beauty in diversity. Nigeria is a diverse country. So let's start teaching our younger children that, the Igbos, they are so rich in culture. You need to eat their food. So let us advertise ourselves. Let us show love. Let us start from the little children. Let us educate them that Nigeria is rich. It is possible. Gone are those days, most of us cannot be identified to being in Nigeria. We say, no. But now everybody, we are all proud. I'm a proud Nigerian. I am proud to say it anywhere. So let us also grow to the aspect of saying that I'm proud to be identified to be an Igbo. Even if I'm not from Igbo side, but I'm saying, I'm Hausa. Yes, So we should start from the cradle, from our family, from the early childhood. Let's start teaching our children that we are one. We are one, and let's see ourselves as one. Let's love ourselves.
Thank you, Dr. Bumi. Thank you. Before I take any other question from the floor, Biodun said something about the Nigerian Women Association. The president of that association, she would have been here in our midst, but she's on a work trip to the UK. She sent a video to say what she thinks, why we should be one and how we can be one. I would like us to just hear her.
Good day, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Johnson. I'm the president of Nigerian Women Association, South Africa. It's really a great privilege to be a part of you. Although I'm currently in the UK on work purposes, I wish I could have joined you this evening. Thank you, Dr. Alabi, for this opportunity. Let me go straight to my question. So a question was posed to me, and it says, as the leader of Nigerian Women's Association, a culturally, ethnically, and even perhaps religiously diverse mix of women, what are your thoughts on how the women operate or bond together as one united force? And in the event that you haven't observed such unity among the diaspora women you lead, what solutions do you prefer towards achieving it? And if there has indeed been unity across ethnic groups, then please share the formula on how that was achieved. Wow, such a powerful question. But let me just share this in 3 minutes. As the leader of Nigerian Women Association South Africa, I've had the privilege of witnessing the power of diversity within our association. Our association comprises of women from different cultural, ethnic, and religious backgrounds, reflecting the rich tapestry of our beloved homeland. However, when it comes to operating as a bonding united force, I must admit that we face challenges in achieving perfect harmony. In the diaspora in general, I mean South Africa, more particularly, it is no secret that unity among women from various ethnic groups in South Africa is yet to be realized. I feel that we should acknowledge this as an opportunity to grow and also develop ourselves rather than a setback. I mean, to bring about cohesion and unity, I can propose a few solutions. I mean, first will be fostering open dialogue and creating platforms for regular, meaningful interactions, which will allow women to understand and appreciate each other's diverse culture and differences. Honest conversations centered around cultural exchange, shared experiences, and challenges can bridge the divide that exists. And I'm really grateful for this kind of platform. Dr. Alabi, you've done great in creating this platform for us to be able to talk about this. Secondly, emphasizing on collective identity as Nigerian women will help us transcend ethnic boundaries. I mean, by highlighting our common heritage, we can unite under one shared vision. For example, Nigerian Women Association is supposed to be, an umbrella where we share a united vision. You know, we need to be celebrating our strengths and supporting each other through our vulnerabilities. Lastly, we'll be promoting inclusive decision-making processes where every woman feels respected and valued, which will ensure that diverse voices are heard. I mean, this approach will empower women to contribute actively, feel engaged, and take ownership of associations processes. So what I'm saying is that we should be more diverse in our decision-making processes, even when it comes to associations. Whilst unity amongst the diasporan women may be a work in progress, I am very confident that with collective efforts, we can achieve our goal. By embracing diversity, fostering dialogue, and promoting inclusivity, we can forge a path towards unity that brings future generations of Nigerian women into proud inheritance. Together, we can celebrate our differences, learn from one another, and operate as a powerful, united force, leaving a lasting impact not only on the Nigerian Women Association South Africa, but also on a larger South African society as a whole. Thank you very much. It's been a privilege. Once again, good evening, and thanks for having me. Have a great evening. Stay blessed.
Had a chance to speak today, right? Okay, let's give a chance to him here.
Professor Jones. I stand corrected. Evening, everyone.
Um, it's been a very wonderful, I must say, enlightening and entertaining, in a way, evening. First, I will thank the organizers, Dr. Bumi Alabi, with whom we are in another association, no, two associations together. And the Nigerian Life Matters organizers, and our able coordinator, program manager, and throwing questions, and of course the panelists. The question posed was, how can Nigerians in diaspora unite? And I think the first thing was, the first speaker said before was my brother there, who said, charity begins at home. I will use another Yoruba proverb that says, Ishele longbe ni jade. It's still the same thing. If there is no unity in the mother country, it is a pipe dream to seek for one outside of it. Sure, it's a good dream, and it can be realized. And a lot of things have been said here today, how it can be realized. But there's one thing I want to bring out. Our sister just quoted Proverbs now. In the same Proverbs, it says, how can two walk together if they be not agreed? So, and I think somebody in the that spoke earlier talked about the power of agreement. And even we said we are religious. Religion is not my own thing, but I believe in God. God himself said, if you agree on one thing on earth, it shall be done in heaven. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you believe in God or not. If two of you be agreed on one thing on earth, it shall be done. That's why I said, yes, it might be a pipe dream, but if there is an agreement, you see, all these breakages, NETSA, I don't even know NETSA. The people went around saying we talk to everybody. Nobody talked to me. And without meaning to be boastful, I can say I, and one of my friends could be the first Nigerians that landed in South Africa, 1991. South Africa did not know Nigeria, the country called Nigeria at that time. If you say you are from Nigeria, is that another state in the United States? That's the question you'll be asked. So, we've said many things which I don't want to repeat, but I think tonight is a starting point of having this discourse, of finding a way to achieve this utopia called unity among Nigerians. First, I do not believe there is any need or there should be any need to collapse any small group to make one big one. it will just become a hegemon that cannot be controlled. But there could be small groupings along whichever line. Is it professional? Is it gender? Is it, area, interest? Is it economical? There could be those groups that exist together because they agree on one agenda. And then they move forward. And all can still come together and associate. That's a problem in Nigeria, in our country. 3 regions, in fact 4 regions, were forced together to coexist. There cannot be unity because it was not an agreed existence. The day that agreed existence comes into place, everything else falls off. So I think having tonight is great. It's a starting point. We've said a lot today, a lot of things, a lot of solutions. I believe it's about looking for ways to put each solution into play gradually. Then the unity you've been seeking will surface. You can see tonight we are living not united, but we've all, expressed ourselves. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. That's why I said it's like everyone present tonight is pregnant. Clearly, not the 80% of everyone who spoke here today didn't even answer my question. They didn't answer the question. Everyone just want to pour out words. It's okay. It's fine. We understand. We understand. That's why this gathering is not going to be the first and the last. Don't worry, because we have an agenda tonight, but we have seen that there's a lot of things that people want to pour out. So this is just the beginning. We're going to have a part 2, a part 3, a part 4 until we get what we are looking for. It's not a problem that will be solved in one day because it didn't start in one day. It didn't start in one day. So just be patient with us. Let's be patient with one another. We take it every step. A baby step, small. We will take one leg and fall. We'll crawl. We'll walk. We'll run. And before you know it, we're flying. So let's just take it easy. It's doable. Prof, I think it's doable. We don't mind Association of Nigerian Engineers, Association of Nigerian Doctors, Association of Nigerian Caterers, Association of what? But at the end of the day, we want one Nigeria, not Yoruba people piecing themselves in bits. That's the worry we have. Not Igbo people piecing themselves in bits. That's the problem. That's what we are talking about. Not Nigerian Association pieces into Nikasa and Anissa. That's how it is now. Nigerian community in South Africa. What's the difference between that and Nigerian Union South Africa? There's no difference. The same vision, the same mission. I mean, is it not heaven all of us they go? We are going to heaven and we will go. So, Dr. Bumi, maybe you should wrap. Okay. You want to say something? That's the rapporteur of the group. So let's give him a chance to say something. At the end of the day, something must come out. Small steps.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tony Ekata. I'm not supposed to be talking. I'm supposed to be writing. But first and foremost, I'm a Nigerian. So let me also say something. You asked one very fundamental question. Is the government responsible for the problems we have? Only Ken spoke about it directly. Now, I would love to talk about that, but I also believe that, like Abiola said, you don't shave a man's head in his absence. The mission, they are not here. So what are you going to be saying? In your part 2 and part 3, please make sure they are there. Because people want to talk to these people. They are the problem. They are part of the problem. You can't shy away from it. Now, remember Marwa. I had the privilege of being his media liaison officer. You remember that we did a Nigerians in Southern Africa Achievement Awards. I was the chairman of the media committee for the external communication strategy of the High Commission. You can't be talking to yourself without talking to the community. I was the editor, the initiator and editor of the Nigerian magazine. You remember it? Some of you featured in it. At that Nigerians in South Africa Achievement Awards, Baleka Umbete was there. She was the acting vice president there. Jonathan, JJ, he was deputy president. They were the two special guests of honor. After that event, come and see respect for Nigerians. So, I mean, when you don't do something, after he left, it died. It died. So part of the problem is putting round pegs in square holes. Right? You see this young man, this 41-year-old minister, Tunji Ojo, the interior minister. Do you see what he's doing already? He cleared the backlog of passports. He has partnered with the private sector to pay, I think, ₦500 million for prisoners who can't pay their fines so that they can be released. Today, or was it yesterday, he came out with this policy of visa reciprocity. If you give Nigerians visa, I give you. If you don't give Nigerians visa, I don't give you. If you charge $100 for a visa to your country, we charge $100. Marwa did that. Ojo Madueke, when they were saying that Nigerians must come to South Africa with yellow card, that man said, you do me, I do you. You dabble me, I attack you. He said, look, if you're asking for yellow card, before you enter Nigeria, I must show HIV. So what are we talking about? Let these people sit down, let's talk to them.
Thank you, Tony. I don't know why they are not here, but we will find that out later. But I can assure you that the next time we are gathering, if we had to go and put them in our car and bring them here, we will do that. Thank you very much. I hand over to Dr. Bumi.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ann. And thank you, Prof. Ijoma. Thank you, Barrister Motola. Thank you, Engineer Kinwale. I just want to say thank you to everybody who came tonight, and in absentia, those who have left. I think we've had a very robust conversation tonight. And that's really what, yes, the spice, sometimes that spice is not just salt, it's pepper. So yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. And I think we've said, like Prof said, we've said a lot tonight. I want to thank Mr. Ekata. And we are going to have a report. He's going to summarize for us the points of tonight. It's not just about tonight. It's a process, and we have started that process. And definitely one thing I believe is if we don't have that unity and believing in each other and supporting each other in our diversity, we cannot have a strong brand to sell to the world. So yes, Nigerian Spice is all about selling a brand, but before we can have a good brand, we need to fix all the little places where it's leaking. So that's what tonight was about, and I really thank everybody for participating. I thank you all for, your support, and I think, we have tickled something, and everybody will be back when we have our part 2. I need to find a bigger venue, because I think we will have a bigger crowd and better participation. And we will definitely be reaching out to a lot of people for support, because I think you can all see that this, a lot goes into organizing something like this. So I want to see by show of hands those who are willing to support us. Only Buki. Thank you so much. We will definitely be reaching out to you for support. Thank you very much. Can I ask the Imam to just close for us in prayer?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We thank Almighty Allah to give us the opportunity here today. We pray for our doctor and all our supportive people who are here today, and for everybody, a safe journey to our home. بحرمة سيدنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you.
Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, we thank you, we bless you, we worship your holy name. We give you glory for this evening, for your mercy, for your care. We thank you, Lord, for having taken control of every thing that has to be done here today. We thank you for the organization. We thank you, Father, for the way it has gone. We thank you for showing your presence. We thank you for really bringing all that needed to be said here tonight to the fore. And we give you glory that all that has been said shall surely be noted by the heavenlies and the aspirations of the organizers and everyone that has participated in this program tonight, that in Jesus' name all of these shall be brought out. Because, Father, there is an agreement according to your word. There is an agreement that there has to be unity amongst the citizens of a particular country called Nigeria. So, Heavenly Father, we ask tonight that as this has been discussed, that you bring forth your guidance, your direction to everyone concerned in order to find this holy grail called unity. This you love, this you want, because the Holy Trinity is in unity and acts as one. We pray and ask for this in Jesus' name. Thank you that as we depart, you go with us with your holy presence, your Holy Spirit, your holy persons, and your holy names. Glory and honor be unto you. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
I'm gonna tell you my story now, and that happened at Port Harcourt, you know. I got a city, a lovely place. Don't repellent to Johannesburg. I haven't got plenty money on me, but I was stranded in Port Harcourt, you know. If I happen to enter in a pub house, about 20 girls around me. They say they like me, they love me, they love me, they love my beautiful voice. Please sing us a song, only song can do. Please sing us a song, only song can do. I kiss too many honeys and that's not what I'm looking for. I kiss too many